Welcome to another episode of BIRGANG Nation Sports Talk. I am BIRDGANG 31. I got Eagle Uncensored with me today. We're going to chop it up and talk some Eagles. So thank you for stopping by. It's a
It's no problem, man. It's a pleasure
pleasure.
to be here. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to get on and talk sports with Eagles content creators, man. It's always a pleasure.
Two up and coming content creators. Hopefully, we can be like the big dogs one day. Just keep at it.
Heck yeah.
So how's your 4th of July? How's things out there?
It was good, man. I went up to Harrisburg and took the family out and watched the fireworks last night. It was really nice to be able to get out and actually be around people again. Actually see faces without masks and all that. So,
Yeah, I hate the
but
man. I hate them. We
yeah,
downtown Birmingham where they do at the Vulcan. They have a big fireworks show, but usually we go down to the actual area, but it gets really crowded and congested down there. But last night we went by my job and went to the rooftop where we can see it, and it was pretty cool. A lot less people up there because not too many people knew about the spot. But
yeah,
it kind of took away from the effect though, because I like hearing the booms, the
yeah.
loud noise and all the stuff like that. But it was still cool. I liked it. Our family had a good time. Kids got to run around. Then we came home and popped some fireworks at the house. So before everybody,
Yeah.
their little AK section where everybody's shooting off in the sky, thought it
Yeah.
was yesterday, man. Thought it was a war here yesterday.
Yeah, I was actually kind of disappointed a little bit because, they kind of had a year off last year, not being able to do it because of COVID. I was like, y'all could have put on a little bit better display than that.
Right?
Like, it could have been a little longer. You had last year's fun and this year's fun. You could have doubled up. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. But so yeah, let's get into the birds, man. How you
Let's
feel?
do it.
How you feeling about the birds this year? What's your prediction this year on our record?
I love our team. Even with the whole at CB2, I love our team. And the reason I love our team is the energy, the coaches, they're all younger. They'll be able to relate with these guys more. They'll be able to actually get on the field and show them visually what they want. Um, you know, just like I said, the energy these coaches bring, it's transitioning into the players. And you see a lot of the young guys stepping up. You see a Jalen Hurts out there working his ass off all off season long. And he's putting in the time, he's putting in the work, he's putting in the effort to get better, and I believe he's going to. This team, dude, and Miles Sanders, he's going to be our ultimate weapon this year. He's our weapon X. I believe that he's going to get his 1,000 yard season this year plus
Oh yeah,
easily.
I
So
guarantee that too. Yeah.
yeah, and Smith, he's going to be our first 1,000 yard wide receiver in a long time.
I agree. Totally agree.
So yeah, man, I don't. We're not going to be as bad as what everyone thinks. I just told Foothills the other day. I was like, hey, man, I said I'm going to let everyone know. Welcome to the party. You're a little late. It's staring you right in the face how good this team can be.
Right.
It really is, and people are overlooking it so much because of all the negatives that are floating around the team. And it is what it is. But in the end, man, the finished product is what matters, not right now, you know.
Yep.
So, but I have us at 10, 11 wins,
Nice.
easy. So,
Nice. Where I am. Shout out to Actually Ads. Thank you for watching our show today. Jay Hurts definitely is gonna ball out this year. So yeah, like I think we're gonna go. Like I've been telling everybody, 12-5. Like I still won't. I haven't fluctuated from that number for some reason in my head. And when I looked at the schedule, that was the number I can come up with. Like obviously things have to go right. We got to stop the injury bug from happening for our football team. And like a lot of people are giving us all this slack for last year, but with the team, we got so many injuries last year. We had a lot of injuries. When
yep,
everyone trying to judge Jalen Hurts when he was playing with the B team, and basically the C team, with
yeah,
no offseason, coming off, we had Carson Wentz, so he wasn't getting very many reps and during the season. So I think
Well,
Jalen.
and that's what pisses me off, man. That makes me so mad at everyone because it's like, if you actually look, man, we were the second overall offense in the NFL the last 4 weeks of the season under Jalen Hurts.
Mhm.
Okay. But we weren't able to show that because collectively as a whole, we sucked.
Yeah,
Okay. So it's really hard for one person to outshine everyone when everyone is terrible, because it just makes everyone come down, you
yeah,
know? So if you look at those stats, that was a makeshift off them offensive line. Like you said, most of those guys, other than Kelsey, were third string offensive linemen.
yep.
Okay. And he did all that with that. This line that's coming back this year is our Super Bowl winning offensive line, other than Mailata. And at that point that we won the Super Bowl, Mailata is a really good option than what we had there then.
What was it, Vitae? Vitae then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he definitely could
You
better than
know, people are sleeping on Mailata. This kid has only been playing football for 5 fucking years, man.
right?
5 years. And he's already, if not as good, if not better than Dillard, who's been playing his whole life.
True
So
that.
why are we even talking about this? I don't understand what the issue is. What, the wide receivers? Well, as far as I know, Watkins is going to come out, and I think he's going to be an underdog this year. He's going to be a stud. Fulgham has proven he can play. Rager, he had flashes, but I believe under this new coaching staff, he's going to be good. Miles Sanders, we all know what he can fucking do. He ran 3 yards, or he ran 3 rushes last year over 80 yards. You
Right.
know, he had a 6.0 yards per carry before the season ended, and at the end of the year, he ended at 5.3. He only had 169 rushing attempts the whole year. He didn't even get over 200. Imagine what he would have done if he did that. I don't know, understand. A lot of our issues last year was coaching, and they're not here anymore. So why are we discussing this? Why are we having issues? This is a whole new crop of coaches, a whole new scheme. The energy is different. Like, I don't understand the problem here. I
Yeah,
really don't.
my thoughts exactly, man. Like you were saying, man, we didn't even see Miles Sanders reach his potential last year.
No.
A lot of the time he got the ball early, and then he didn't even get the ball the rest of the game. There are some games where he only got like what, a couple of carries a game, and like, come on, he's a featured back. You gotta feed him the rock, you
We
know.
didn't have Devontae Smith last year.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like I said, I know for sure they are sleeping on our team this year, and I
Oh,
just
yeah.
like ranking and stats talking about we're gonna suck and all of our players at the bottom of the list of all these things. I'm just like, are you guys watching the same team? Like, if we were just even healthy
Yeah.
last year, period. Just if you just added the health to the offensive line last year, our record would have been a lot better. Just right there. So Jalen Hurts hasn't even played with
Yeah.
this offense yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you thought that was a good sample size for this little preseason games he had, with this offensive line, he's gonna have more time. He's gonna be under less pressure. You know what I'm saying? And man, like
And Nick isn't going to make him hold the ball as long. You're
exactly,
not going to have 40-yard bombs down the field. You're going to have nice short 5-yard passes and let your wide receivers do the work. I mean, we pay these guys to do something, do we not? So let
exactly.
them do it, you
Shout
know?
out to Mike for joining the podcast. What's up, buddy?
Going
Uh,
on, Mike.
yeah, man, they're sleeping on our.
And real quick too, Mitch made the point yesterday. He's like, why is everyone frustrated this year? We should be used to this. We're always disrespected every year because the disrespect is at a whole new low this year.
Oh yeah,
Not putting Miles Sanders in the top 10,
yeah.
hell, even the top 15. You'd have him at 27? Fuck you, man.
No,
Really? That's disrespectful as shit.
I be the lowest you should put him. In terms of his quality, his ceiling, the high
Yeah,
that put him as 10. I think he might
yeah.
be back this year
And then
behind.
not having Jalen Hurts on the top 40. You had dudes on there that never even touched the field last year, and 4 rookies who haven't even taken a snap yet. That's a slap in his face. It's like, that's a whole new uh level of disrespect for us. Like, usually, it's like, oh, they're going to be this and that because of this and that, and it's like, yeah, you know what, whatever, we'll overcome that. But this is like, dude, we're not even. They're saying Jalen Hurts isn't even fucking relevant at this point.
Yeah, how
Like,
you not
that is
top 40
disrespectful.
quarterbacks? Like there's
Right? That is
guard
disrespectful.
back.
You have backups over Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like did you
Like,
not
no, man.
like the boy came in second in the Heisman? You know what I'm saying? For a
Right?
reason. His Heisman,
Yeah.
that was some things I noticed. Like his Heisman stats, I mean his last season stats, they're better than most quarterbacks coming out the last couple of years. And if you look at like Devontae Smith too, like those stats, you know, I know he's small or whatever you want to call him, but those stats are ridiculous. Everybody's like Jamar Chase, Jamar Chase. He was in the same conference as Chase. Chase didn't even play last year, which I don't give him no love for. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
even his year before, they don't even compare to Smith's numbers last year. So it's like, how
Well,
do you
see,
make a guy that much better?
that's why I don't understand this because, as far as I know, the SEC produces the best corners in all of NCAA.
Yeah.
Most of your top corners in the NFL have been in the SEC. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
these are guys that Devontae Smith has played against previously or are coming out that he is going to play against. He's already played against. So
Mm-hmm.
if you've played against the best and you've caught 120 balls and you had how many yards did he have last year? 1,600, something like that.
Yards.
If you have 1,600 yards and 20 TDs against the
Yeah.
best corners in the NCAA, why couldn't he do it in the NFL? It's the same people. Yeah, it's a different league. Everything's a little different. I get it. The speed's different, but it's the same fucking dudes he's already faced. And if
Mm-hmm.
he's already beat them there, why can't he beat them here?
Exactly. Exactly. My point is exactly.
The levels change. Like I said, I agree. The levels of competition change, but the people he's facing isn't. He's still facing the people he faced in college. So why should I expect him not to come out here and catch 120 balls this year?
And people should definitely look at the way the boy gets open. You know what I'm saying? Like I was
Yeah,
for those, training camp videos of him, and like he is smooth with the foot action. You know what I'm saying? He'll make you
his
spin your.
route running, bro.
Yeah, that boy got moves off the line. It's like that's why
Yeah,
he probably doesn't get hurt. Everybody's like he's gonna get hurt. I go, well, you gotta tackle him and hit him to get
you
hurt.
got to catch him. You got to catch him.
Yeah.
Like before you can hurt him, you have to catch him. Well, good
Hmm.
luck catching him because
Yeah.
that's going to be hard in its own.
Yeah. And we
And
need.
all I'm hoping is that Fulgham and Rager and Watkins and Hightower, all these guys are watching him because he is a Heisman and they're
Mhm.
learning from him, and they're studying his route running ability and they're learning. Because if we can get those guys to just be half of what he is, dude, they're going to be just as deadly as him.
Yeah.
So,
Especially Rager. I think Rager
yeah,
hurt most of the season last year, and he wasn't used right. You know what I'm saying? So that's two big things he had flaw. And by the time he came back, like our line was decimated.
yeah.
A lot of
It
things
was
was.
just a shitty season, dude. All around, it was just shit. Like,
Yeah. So
the only person that does not have a clean slate for me is JJ. That is it. Everyone else is good, dude. Like everyone. Even Dillard at this point has a clean slate to me.
yeah.
But I still don't pick him over Lotta. But he still has a clean slate. If he wins, I'll be like, hey, good shit,
Awesome.
bro.
Yeah, that's
Prove
right.
me wrong. You
Big
know?
good job. Finally doing your.
Yeah,
Malata definitely got to start out.
yeah.
He got to start.
But JJ is the only one in my book that does not get a clean slate. Like, bro, you have no room to fuck up here. You know,
I didn't know.
like there is no room. Like you're either in or you're out. If you're not playing, you're out because, dude, to me, you're just a waste of a roster spot at this point.
Exactly. How'd you feel about Grimes, even though we don't have him anymore? When he was here, were you excited to see maybe if he could get healthy?
I
'Cause
was.
high on him, man. I was like,
I,
stoked.
I, I really liked Grimes. I actually, after we drafted him, I watched his hype video that he made. That workout one where he was working with his coaches and stuff, and his brother was talking, his family. Dude, he's a very family oriented person. And he cares a lot. I just loved his mentality, his demeanor. Where he came from, what it meant to him. So I was sad to see him go. And dude, he's a monster, 6'4".
Big guy.
Like, yeah, he would have been excellent for red zone for sure.
He's like,
But
if Fulgham doesn't step it up, we just need that big guy. You know what I'm saying? That big, reliable guy.
oh,
To
I
get.
think he will step up. I think he will.
So,
I think so. Yeah.
Anything on him so far this offseason? Like, have you seen if he made any videos or anything like that that you seen?
I have him added on Instagram. Like
Yeah,
I see his stuff on there and stuff. He's working hard. You know, I I think everybody realizes with this coaching staff, bro, you have to work. Like this isn't Doug anymore. You know, you're not gonna get just because your name's Brandon Graham or Fletcher Cox. You're not gonna get a spot because of your name. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna work. And I believe they all know that. So if Fulgham wants to continue to play on this team, dude, he's got to go out there and do it.
yeah,
You know, they preach competition, so that's what we're doing here. So if you're going to go out there and half-ass it, then I don't want you on my team. I don't want somebody out that's not going to go out there and put 110% every weekend.
and that's
It's
why
about W, bro. It's about wins. That's what
I
this is about. That's all football is, bro. It's about wins. I love my team. I'll support them till the day I die. But in the end, bro, after 17, it's all about wins. Like once you get a taste of that, once you get a feeling of what it is to be at the toppest point, and I know you know what I mean. Like you don't want to be where we were last year. That's
yeah,
unacceptable. You know, to us now, like you've already been here. Being here is no, no, you know.
it's not
So
it's not Eagle football, that's for sure.
no. I take pride in my team and I take pride in our city. You
Yeah,
know, when you represent us like you did last year, dude, that makes us look bad. And I'm not for that. I'm
yeah,
really not for that.
I hated it. It was like a nightmare,
Yeah.
like a nightmare. But now we got a new fresh start. We got Nick Sirianni in there bringing the energy, so I'm feeling good about that. Let's see. Let's start off with like a question like, what is your favorite top five favorite Eagles of all time? Like during your era though, since you've been born. I'm not sure how old you are, but in
I'm
that
33.
33, all right. So from since you started,
Number one,
number one.
why I became an Eagle fan, Randall Cunningham.
Woo!
Gotta have Randall because that's my childhood, man, growing up. That was me every Sunday sitting in front of the TV, little boy, eating my lunch, watching Randall Cunningham. Like, I love me Randall, man. Like, everybody should have loved Randall. He was the first Michael Vick for crying out loud.
And
So,
that's the Hall of Fame.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
what they're thinking about.
right. Number two, Reggie White.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta gotta love me some Reggie, man. He was a beast. You know, and I actually have a question right after this. I want your opinion on about something that has to do with him.
Okay.
Number three, Brian Dawkins, hands down. Brian Dawkins, ultimate warrior. I loved him. Ultimate.
Up and next, baby.
Yep. Um, Number five, I'll put McNabb. Or four, I'll put McNabb. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and then five, gonna have to say Selleck.
Oh, okay.
I really, I really thought Selleck turned our tight end group around for us. You know, he was a big part of the Andy Reid era. You know, he even lasted through the Chip Kelly era. So,
Yeah.
you know, I really, really admire Brett Selleck and everything he's done for this team. You know, he was a great mentor to Ertz. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I got to go with Selleck at five.
That listen, even that last one, Selig. Think about him when I was thinking about my top five. But yeah,
But
Selig.
that's hard, man, because I really like Trotter.
Oh
I
yeah.
really liked D'Amico Ryan's,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like Sante Samuel, you know what yeah,
That's, you can keep going.
Malcolm Jenkins. Like, yeah, it's so hard, but those guys right there, I, I
That's
have to go with my five.
that's a solid top five. For me,
Yeah,
kind of about the same. Like I said, my name's Randall, so Randall Cunningham was the first Eagle I watched playing. I love him to death. Like I said, I'm mad that he's not in the Hall of Fame right now. I'm like, you guys need to figure it out and get him in there. It's been enough years now to go ahead and get him in there. I think he
yeah,
deserves. for changing up the game a little bit. And then if I had to go after that, I guess I will go Reggie White, number two. He's a beast. You know, it's like I kind of feel like he was good in two places. So, uh, you know, he's on my list for sure. But it's like he still was. I liked him when he was in Green Bay too. He's just one of those type of players. He was dominant.
Gotta love him. Gotta
Got
love him.
and you know. So after White, we can go Donovan McNabb. McNabb was my second favorite Eagle quarterback of all time. I love McNabb and all the magic. I wish he would have got a ring. I wish he would have gave him some good receivers. The year we gave him
Yeah.
TO, they choked in the Super Bowl. But I got my own conspiracy theory about that.
That Campbell's chicken noodle soup, bro.
Exactly. You feel me? You didn't want to say it live, but that was exactly what I was
I'm
thinking.
telling you, bro. When you puking in the huddle, come on. No.
Like our offense is moving the ball with no problem, and they can throw it in the middle of the field to Rodney Harrison when there's no eagle in sight. Come on, guys. Let's just Patriots were ready for their dynasty.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
my that is. And then where we at number four, Brian Dawkins, man. Brian Dawkins
Yeah.
is a beast. You know what I'm saying? He's probably one of my favorite safeties of all time. Undersized man that go out there and lay wood the way he did for all them years, man, and not be hurt too much. He's to lay people out. This,
Dude, I
woo,
don't understand how some of those guys got up.
yeah.
Like, I'm not even playing, bro. He might have been small, but he packed a punch. Like, when he hit you and he stood above you and looked down, like, even I got chills. I was like, bro, just seeing that man above me, standing above me, I'd be like, damn, what just hit me?
Right.
Like, yeah,
And then
he
number,
was a monster.
it was a hard one. I'm gonna go Westbrook, man. Westbrook did some
Yeah,
good stuff for us, man, for a lot of years. He brought
very underrated.
that dual running back to our backfield there. Thousand and thousand easily. Westbrook was
Yeah.
a guy like me. I used to be like, yeah, got my Westbrook jersey on out there playing football, feeling good about myself. Like Westbrook was definitely. It was between him and McCoy, but I'm gonna give the nod to Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give the nod. It seemed like he worked a little harder at it. It was a little bit better, even though McCoy did an amazing job afterwards. Like you said, we can go on with lists of other players for sure.
Now that question I had for you about Reggie White, uh, I was sitting here thinking, what everyone's ultimate regret franchise wise is, like not pursuing or not doing or doing. Would you say our biggest regret as a franchise is letting Reggie White walk? Out of all the moves we've ever done and everything, would you say that's our biggest regret?
Hmm. It's definitely one of them for sure. It's definitely one of them for sure. Um, and that's a good question though, because I also look at what they did to Donovan McNabb. It's kind of right when you get him Deshaun Jackson and Macklin start getting some receivers and you let him walk. You know what I'm saying? Even though he did do the Super Bowl thing, but like that was a big one for me that I didn't like. Deshaun Jackson, the whole Chip Kelly coming in and wiping out players. That was my hugest like Eagles. What are you doing? Deshaun
I'd
Jackson.
have to say my second one is letting Dawkins go to the Broncos.
Yeah, they should
That
have
was kind of heartbreaking.
because he
That
actually
was,
good with the Broncos too. So,
yeah, he still kept playing good. So,
but that was more of a he is getting older type thing. They were just making
yeah,
it. I'm talking about like Deshaun Jackson, McCoy. They were still in their prime. You know what I'm saying? They were still up
yeah.
in talent. And they just let them walk. For attitude, making up reasons and stuff to let them go. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if Deshaun never left. You know, I think he could be going down as one of the greatest Eagle receivers of all time. He's like one of my favorite for sure.
Man, I bet you, because Howie was our GM at the time that Chip Kelly became our coach. I bet you Howie looks back and was like, dude, I hired the guy that took my job. I wish I never did that. Because honestly, if we never would have hired Chip Kelly, we probably would have kept Djax and McCoy. They
Mm-hmm.
never would have been traded. I mean, that was a dumb move. I think we all can agree to that. We were all like, McCoy for who? Kiko
Yeah.
Alonso? Who the fuck is
Yo,
Kiko Alonso? Like, you
Alonzo.
know, I was like, when I saw that, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And then I saw it, I was like, oh, it all makes sense. You
Mm-hmm.
know, organ player. Organ player.
Best thing.
No, literally, I think that he torched our team as soon as he knew he couldn't get Mariota. Like,
Yeah.
did you notice that? Like, as soon as he figured out Mariota was not his quarterback, he was like, "All right, I want Sam Bradford. Get rid of Jackson. Get rid of." I was like, "Wait, you want who?"
And why are you getting rid of our best players?
Yeah, well, dude, I said that yesterday on the stream I was on. I was like,
What up,
dude,
shit?
when we signed Sam Bradford, I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Brad,
Sam Bradford?
he
Out
didn't
of
do.
everyone, Bradford is who you chose?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Those.
that was a bad year, man. That was I did not like the Chip Kelly era. Even though we did win, you know, it worked out somehow for a little bit, but I didn't like it because of the things that we did,
Mm,
you know.
yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Chip had to go when he left. I was kind
Yeah.
of let Andy go too for Chip. Like, that year, I know he had bad years. He was dealing with some personal stuff, but I still figured he still had a couple more years left with us, you know? Or do you think
Yeah.
that's what got
No,
Super
no, I think Howie when Reed went to Kansas City and he started winning, I guarantee you they started swallowing their pride a little bit because I think even Howie and them thought he was done, you know. But I've always loved Andy Reid. I don't understand. Like, that's something that we do as a franchise, and it really irritates me why it's not okay sometimes to fail. You know, like for instance, the Steelers have had three head coaches in 30 years.
no.
Three head coaches in 30 years. There's losing seasons in there,
Yeah.
but they didn't fire their head coach. They kept him, and they got right back to winning.
Hmm.
I don't know why, whenever we get a losing season, fire the head coach. Like, why? You know, like Doug. He had one. We fired him. Andy Reid had one. We fired him. Chip Kelly had a bad one. We fired him. I know the whole Doug thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. But
Doug got,
all in all, though, man, he did win a Super Bowl, and it's like they said, like that's a hard pill to swallow just to get rid of somebody like that. You know, and our first one, you know. But I think we did the right thing. I think we moved on, you know, at the right time. It wasn't going to work out. He didn't want to be here, so it is what it is. It sucks. But in my mind, though, that all stems back to Howie, and that
yeah.
pisses me off because it's like, dude, as Jeffrey Lurie, I start to think the man's got dementia or something, and how he's getting away with this because he can't remember shit. Because I don't know how a man that is so involved with his franchise, and you look at what we were in the early 2000s and even in the 90s with Cunningham and all this and our stellar defense, and then you bring in this man who singularly destroys our team over the years, doesn't put any emphasis whatsoever on our cornerback position and our linebacker position, which used to be the strongest part of our team at one time.
Bobby
You
Taylor,
know,
Roy
Eh,
Vince.
eh, yeah, and now we don't even focus on that because that's not his way. And it's like, okay, but that's what we need, even though that's not your way. You know, like in the draft, yeah, he got McPherson, but it's like, dude,
Could have got someone else.
we need more, man. Like this isn't who we are. That's not who our team was when we grew up. You know, we were that defense that came out and we messed you up. Like you
Yeah.
said, you had Brian Dawkins, you had Trotter, you had D'Amico Ryans. They all were hitters, man. They all hit. They laid you out. You
Corey,
know, and
Corey Simon. Corey
yeah, dude, like son,
Asante was
yeah,
about.
it's just sad, dude. It's sad to just see our team this way because we were so good at one time, and That's what sucks about GMs, dude. Whenever they change and do all this and that and coaches, because you lose an aspect of your team that you truly, truly love. But hey, we're in the Howie Roseman era, so what can I say?
Try too much to be and bring the Andy stuff to it. Because Andy was O line, D line first, and I kind of
Yeah.
understand the concept. But at the same time, if you got some decent players there, and there's some other positions, like if I could redo, like if you, that's what I was gonna say. If you could redo our top three picks this year, who would you got? Would you left them the
Well, I
same?
wouldn't redo the first one. The second one, this is the way I feel about this, all right? If you wanted Dickerson or you wanted Williams, excuse me, you could have taken Dickerson with two. That's fine. But at three with Williams, I feel you could have taken Gowan at three when it was our pick, the cornerback Gowan. And if you wanted Williams, you could have taken some assets later on and traded them to move back up into the third. And it's the third, so it wouldn't have cost that much. But you could have moved back up and got Williams if you truly wanted him that bad. But I would, me as a GM, that's what I would have done because I would have wanted to assess my corner position because that is, it's like Gannon said in his press conference. They were like, well, what's the most important position to you? They asked him. And he's like, every position is important. He's like, it
Right.
takes all 11 people. He's like, it takes them all. He's like, so he's like, every position is important. Well, you didn't show me that during the draft because, I mean, yeah, you drafted McPherson, but I don't know if the man can do it. We haven't seen it yet. I would have felt a little bit more comfortable with Gowan. That's just my opinion.
Right.
A couple other people that content creators, I'm sure feel the same way. But we could have even done better than that in the second round, though, with Dickerson. But you could have also taken a corner at two and then traded back up into the second to take Dickerson if you really wanted Dickerson. I mean,
That's what I,
because no one, yeah, no, I mean, honestly, do you think somebody would have taken Dickerson that quick because of his ACL tear? I don't think so. I think it would have fallen a little bit further and they could have jumped back up and got him. There's just certain things you can do, tweak here and there, but all in all, I like what we did, you know, but there's
that's
certain things you can do. I don't know.
the way it worked out. I think it worked out great in terms of the
Yeah.
first, obviously with Devontae Smith. I'm not gonna lie, I did want Waddle. I was on that Waddle bandwagon just from watching him so much. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Waddle was a game changer. Who knows what would have happened if he didn't get hurt last year? But at the same time, getting another first round pick and Devontae Smith is definitely a better move. That's like one. So
Yeah.
it's great by Howie in that aspect of it. Like you were saying, and second round, I forgot what corners were still on the board when we were picking.
You had Newsom at two.
Yeah,
Yeah. You could have taken Greg Newsom at two and then traded back up and taken Dickerson.
exactly.
I would have been fine with that. I mean, you have more likely that Newsom is going to pan out than
Mayfair,
your sixth or seventh round pick
true.
or any of your undrafted free agents you bring in. So if you want to give up a sixth and a seventh to go back up and get Dickerson and take a chance on that, because I understand he is a freak athlete, I get it 100%. I'm fine with that. But dude, address our needs first. Like,
Right.
holy shit. I mean, we got Herbig and Driscoll. We're okay in the offensive line. You still, even if Dillard doesn't start, he's going to be the backup, so you're good there. And then you still got Pryor, you still got Tooth. So we got depth. It's not like you needed him, but if you really wanted him, you could have taken the corner at two and come back up and got him.
Because your whole thought should have been like, hopefully this year my line stay healthy. You know.
Yeah. And why I didn't like the Williams pick is because, listen, if you're taking Williams after you paid Hargraves $30 million, okay, that he's making more than Cox already. And then you have Ridgeway behind both of them, okay, and then uh, and then Williams obviously will be last, our rookie we just got. But when you took Williams, it's automatically in my mind because of all the depth we have at DT and all the talent and all the money we have there. You're going to move on from Cox.
Mhm.
So if you're not moving on from Cox, you should have saved motherfucking fly. You should have saved that DT pick for next year and taken a corner in the third, something we need now. Or, like I said, if you wanted him that bad, take your corner in the third and come back up and get him. But either way, either pick, it works. But if you're not moving on from Cox, DT was not a necessary position we needed at this moment in time.
Yeah,
But
I.
that's my opinion.
But it will make a good educational piece that hopefully, if I'm thinking the way they're thinking, if we got that line going the way that they should be going this year, we won't have to worry about that second corner so much. And that was like big telling everybody that do worry so much. Like they keep saying like our team is nothing without the second corner. I'm like, what a new scheme. We're not gonna be leaving these corners on islands like we did before. And with our defensive line being upgraded the way it is, you might not need to worry about it. You might be able to throw Zach in there. He might have some
Yeah.
rookie that's normal, but he might play good enough to not really, affect our team. You got three other good players. When you look at McLeod, Harris, and Big Play Slay, that's a nice secondary back there, I think, personally.
Well, in all honesty, I think Kayvon's going to take it from McLeod this year.
You think so?
But that's just my opinion. Yes, I think his second year is going to be stellar from Kayvon. I think he's out to prove a lot of people wrong because he
Yes.
had high aspirations in year one and he didn't fulfill them. So I believe he's coming out for to prove a lot of people wrong. But no, I agree with you on that. Like I said, I believe we're going to play a lot of press coverage, zone. And, Jaquette is honestly another dark horse person you could throw in at CB2, and if you do that, whether it's McPherson or Jaquette with the defensive line that we have, I 100% agree. If you can teach Jaquette or McPherson just how to bump right off the line, to just make that wide receiver stutter for just a minute or 1 second or 2 seconds, and that just gives our line just a tiny bit enough to get there. Dude, quarterbacks will start rushing the pass or they're going to hold on to it and we're going to sack them. And
Right.
what happens whenever you're playing zone man press or zone press coverage, your eyes are already looking at the quarterback. You're not worried about, where your zone is. You're watching him. Well, you already disrupt the pass by hitting the wide receiver, giving him a little bump. If he releases that ball, you're there, bam, interception, down the sideline you go, touchdown, you know? But you have to know that the guy you're putting there can do that. But that's also if we stay healthy. Everyone has to stay healthy for this to work. You're right. You can hide weaknesses on
And
offense and defense.
here too.
But
A lot of those passes on us that was really eating me up last year was those quick little slants, like right there in that little middle of the field bubble zone, where it's just our linebackers never were there, and it's just like that made a lot
yeah,
of our a lot more suspect than normal. And I think upgrading that position this offseason is definitely going to help that too.
oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I believe you're going to start seeing a lot more free range safeties. They'll be able to play at their own pace. Where they kind of feel free, and that's probably going to help out a lot because safeties can see certain things, and if
Mm-hmm.
they see something, they can help. And if they have the go ahead from Gannon saying, "Hey, do what you got to do," you have full range back here. There's nothing that I don't want you to do, dude. Who knows? Who frickin' knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, it could be a top defense this year. If
Yeah, it really can.
way like that's what people don't realize. They look at the downside. They're like, oh well, the Eagles. If the worst case scenario happened, they could be. I think worst case scenario we win 6 games. You know what I'm saying? Like with the talent we have on our roster. But I
Yep.
also the other side of the spectrum, like say 12-5, because I think we can beat a lot of teams that people don't understand. The landscape of the NFL has still changed. We got players moving around. We got some coaches moving around. So I think you
Yeah.
don't have Saints and Drew Brees no more. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a team that's definitely not going to be as good as they normally are. You know what I'm
And they
saying?
lost a lot of pieces because of salary cap. A
Yeah.
lot.
So yeah, I look for our
And
first.
to go off that, man, other than Tampa Bay and um, the Chiefs, Tell me one team on this list we can't beat.
Yeah,
Even though I believe we can still beat them.
yeah, I think we can
And
beat Bay.
I mean,
Really?
and why I say that is it only takes them having one bad day, and hopefully it's the day they play us. But it only takes one.
Yeah, like you said, those are the two hardest people on our
Yeah.
schedule. But even Tampa Bay, like they're definitely a beatable team. That goes back to my whole Super Bowl thing with Tom Brady and stuff. Like, we don't. You need to get into that conspiracy. But like I said, like he had an All-Star team last year. He better have won. If he lost that game, then he was gonna. That would have messed up his.
Oh, that defense won that game, 100%. And I'm a firm believer defenses win championships.
We needed.
I mean, I won't lie. Every defense Tom Brady had in Tampa was pretty damn stellar.
Yeah.
And that's why he won a lot of his Super Bowls. Bill Belichick can build a really good defense. He
I
really can. That's one thing that man can do.
don't know. Do you think it was more Belichick or more Brady for the Super Bowls?
I would say it was Brady because of the fact he didn't make mistakes. He was very consistent. Okay. I don't think if he was as consistent, he wouldn't have as many rings. But that is one thing I will say about Tom. Very seldom do you see him slip up. Like I laughed my ass off last year during that game when he threw the ball on fourth down and it was that 1 yard pass or whatever. And he turned around and he's like, third. He was like, third. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that was fourth. And he was like, four. And it's like, Tom, that's what I'm saying. He don't make those mistakes normally. So
Yeah.
that was one of those ones I was scratching my head. I was like, is that your old age showing right there,
Yeah.
bro? Like, so that was a little weird to me, but like I said though, in his prime, dude, that man never messed up. But it was also Bill being good coaching and scheming for him as well. Because he knew what Tom Brady was. He's not a rollout kind of guy. But that's the argument that I had with JC yesterday because I put Tom as my number one QB for the top 40 list, and he was like, "How?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's Tom Brady." I was like, he won 7 championships with Julian Edelman and um, Danny Amendola. I was like, they're like fifth and sixth round picks. They're no one. It's not like he had fucking Mike Evans or Devontae Smith
Right.
or Devontae Adams or Hopkins. God, if he had fucking Hopkins, dude, I don't even want to know. You
You see
know,
what
but
they finally get a good receiver, like, cause that's one of my big things for Brady. Like a lot of the time he didn't have good that like
he
dominant,
didn't.
but the
He
scheme
had Moss
set
for
up.
1 year. He had
The,
Moss for 1 year.
the scheme was more set up for him not to need that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
if we look at all those receivers when they went to other places, they weren't as good. It's like the scheme.
yeah.
I think it was more Belichick. The Belichick defense really wanted like those early
Oh
Super.
no,
You know,
yeah.
early Super Bowl is that defense. What you had.
Van Noy was nasty, dude. And then who was their DT they had back in the day? Big old dude. Like I'm. What
Willie,
was it?
he was on their team. Willie McGinnis.
Yeah, but I'm saying their DT, their middle guy on the
Oh, oh,
line, like
oh,
the big guy, big, huge dude.
Wilford. Is that his name?
Wilford.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wilford. Vince
Uh,
Wilford, dude, he was amazing.
and the
That
line,
dude could play some ball.
uh, the linebacker Teddy Bruschi,
Yeah, Brucey, Van Noy, all of them.
came over for San Diego, and they had
Mm-hmm.
Lawyer Malloy.
Yep. And then they had Butler
Uh huh.
in his prime.
Yeah.
They had the
Sante.
what was the safety that's still there right now?
Huh?
He has a brother. What's his name?
Oh, the McCourty brothers.
Yeah,
They're both
the
on it.
Courtney. Yeah, are they both still there?
I, I don't know. I think one of them left this off season, but yeah,
Yeah, but even still, they had both of them at one time. They had Stephon Gilmore in his prime. Dude, they had a nasty team. I mean, yeah, Tom did great. He was a great manager. He managed the game very well. But
and
dude, don't ever think for 1 minute he wins those without that defense. That defense was disgusting. It
and
really was.
you put Tom number one of all time at quarterback.
Yeah, because the reason that I did that, man, is think about it. Before, Just last year when they had Jameis Winston, look at him, and now look at him this year. You know, they just came. They're coming off a Super Bowl, and look how much he changed that team in one
Wait,
year.
wait. You can't say because Jameis didn't have the team Tom had this year.
He had the same linebackers.
But
He had the same
offense,
safety. That defense was still the same defense for the most part.
and they still picked a couple up on defense. But I mean, like offensively,
Yeah, no, they
that
did add, but for the most part, though, that defense was pretty solidified when Tom got there.
Fournette, that was kind of questionable. All of a sudden, he just got dropped, and then when Tom Brady made
Yeah,
it,
that
pay.
surprised me, man. The
Uh huh.
Fournette thing. Yeah, and then getting AB and then Gronk, and
Yeah.
my mind was blown on all that. No, but
Yeah.
that's why I said though, Tampa had the money to put the pieces around Tom. Like,
Yeah.
there's no lie about that. They did a great job doing it too.
They
Uh,
definitely.
I can't hate them for it. Like I said, bro, it's all about winning. That's all this is about.
My favorite would probably go to Brady. Not Brady. Peyton. I like the Peyton more than Brady.
Well,
You know.
we were just basing it off of this year coming up.
Oh, I was just mean like all time quarterback, like your number
Oh,
one.
all time.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's when I said.
oh, all time. It's either gonna be Steve Young or Terry Bradshaw.
Ooh,
And the only
nice.
reason I say Terry, man, is he's 4-0 in the Super Bowl. He's never lost. Yeah, he's had an excellent defense, but you know what? You can throw a lot of interceptions and mess that up.
Don't mind. Hello. Think you froze up there, buddy.
Hold up.
No worries.
My bad. Sorry, I lost you there a second. What was that?
I was saying, like mine, like Joe Montana. Joe Montana won some Super Bowls. I don't think he lost either.
Yep.
Like for me,
No.
Peyton first, even though he only has two. Peyton first, just because he changed the whole quarterback game. You know what I'm saying? Peyton was the first one out there calling his own plays.
Yeah.
Orchestrating. He wanted, like basically being his own offensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? When Brady wasn't even allowed to do stuff like that during those time periods. It took a Belichick a while before they actually gave Brady that opportunity to do it, make adjustments like that. Like everybody have like checkout plays, but in terms of like calling his own offense while he's out in the field, I think.
Yeah.
And then ever since he came back, he's just perfect quarterback structure, size, the way he released, and he put the ball anywhere. I like I
Yeah.
like I like Peyton number one, and then I'll probably go Joe Montana and then Brady. Because Joe's one of the greatest to ever do it. Plus, he had Jerry Rice. Someone
Yeah.
else. Rice is the best receiver to me of all time. So
Yeah. Yeah. I can't probably argue that one. I mean, I wish I could honestly sit here. I was a huge Calvin Johnson fan, and the amount of things that he did in the time that he did with the shittiest team that he was on, you
yeah,
know, that man was amazing. I wish he would have played more and had a team like Jerry Rice had, dude. Because holy shit, he probably would have broke Jerry Rice's records, honestly.
the Lions always got those players. Just like my favorite running back of all time, Barry Sanders. Imagine
Barry Sanders. Yep. Yep.
like Barry being the best. I would have played running back for years, even like to the semi-pro
I feel
level.
so bad for them guys, man, because they got robbed.
They
Like
got
their
right.
careers got robbed. It's so bad.
Because imagine Barry Sanders only had to come back 1 year, right, to break
Yep.
the rushing record that took Emmitt Smith like 5 more years to do, and all the other players they weren't even close to what Barry to me is just like there in terms
Yeah.
of fun, you know.
I just watched his highlights the other day, man, while I was sitting out here having a cigarette. It popped up on my phone. They were like, Barry Sanders top 100 runs. Look at it. I was like, yeah. So I watched it and I was like, just sitting here shaking my head. I was like, why the fuck couldn't you have been an Eagle?
Right?
Like,
I
holy shit, man. You went to the crappiest team. If you were just an Eagle, bro, oh my God. Like, ugh. They were so lucky and they didn't even know what they had.
no, they knew
Because if they did, dude, they would have built around him and they would have won easily.
we would give you all the money you want, but you're not leaving our team. They knew they had the best. He just was got tired of losing, man. You only can lose
I
so.
don't blame him. I
Yeah,
don't. Why go out there and break your legs and break your back for a team that's not doing anything for you. I don't blame him. I don't blame Calvin for leaving. He's like, I'm not winning. I'm done. It's like, I don't blame you, bro.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing. I just found out. Did you know that Detroit wouldn't trade him? That's why he retired.
The same thing with Barry. They're like, okay, if I can't go nowhere else to play, I'll just give it up. I'm done.
They would not give him up. He tried everything to get out of it. He tried to even retire to come back. No, they owned his ass. Like, they literally fucking owned him. There was no way for him to get out. And that's why he said, I walked away. He's like, I wasn't going to play no more. I'm like, damn.
Man, it was good. I love my Birds. Number one, they're the best team every year,
Yep.
no matter what. But I love football in general too, and I I used to not even watch pro football so much. I was more of a college football watcher starting out. You know what I'm saying? I watched the Eagles with Randall Cunningham. I watched some Eagle games, but I'm still more into it. To me, it was faster. Higher scores going on in college. So some of these players, that's why like Peyton Manning is not just from his time with the Colts. It was from his time in Tennessee watching them. You know what I'm saying? Like I like watching when it was way back then. It wasn't like a surprise. Like you knew he was going to be the truth from back then. I even watched Brady when he was at Michigan. You know what I'm saying? He was good. But you knew what type of quarterback Brady had to go to a certain system, to have success. And he did, and he had a lot
And
of
of course, Brady went to Michigan, and I'm a Penn State fan, so
it.
the hate was real even before the NFL.
Yeah. But hey, we got the W on Brady, and
Yeah.
NFC owns Brady. Let's just say that because I don't know how
Hey,
to.
the NFC owns him. We're the only ones he's ever lost to.
Yeah,
So
us can beat him. So that's a good
yep.
thing. Yeah, and we beat him last. So, we should have beat him twice. Even we should have beat him twice.
And the other thing I was going to say too is the one thing, and I'm even giving props to Washington, Dallas, and the Giants on this one because I have to. But we should all be able to hang our heads very high because even though a lot of people give a shit about being the NFC least, dude, we're the only division with that all of us have Super Bowls.
Yep.
The only one.
But if you notice,
So hang your heads high on that, man. We're the only division to be able to say that.
we go
That
back and
all
forth.
of us have a Super Bowl.
Best division in the league. There's been plenty of years where the NFC East was the best division in football. It goes
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
forth. It's back and
Yeah.
forth that one. But yeah,
Yeah.
and like we are the only. How do you feel about that? Because most people always be like, "Oh well, you guys just won your first Super Bowl." Do you count those championships also? Because I tell them we got 4 championships. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do because guess what? Those championships were the Super Bowl before the Super Bowl
Yeah.
was invented. What? So are we going to sit here and say, are we taking all of Green Bay's championships away then? Are we going to take all of Dallas's away? Are we going to take all of the Bears's away? Are we going to, everyone's has got to go then.
Yeah.
Everyone, not just ours, everyone. And that means Green Bay's probably not the most winningest franchise in the NFL then, if
Oh
you
yeah.
take those away.
How many
You
Super
know
Bowls?
what I mean?
Just a 2 with Aaron
They have 2 with Aaron and 1 with Favre.
and 1 with Favre. So technically, they only have 3 Super Bowls. They have 3 Super Bowls.
Or actually, they might. Do they have 2? They might only have 1 with Rodgers and 1 with Favre.
Yeah. You're right. I think
Yeah, they only have
2.
they have 2 Super Bowls with 2 amazing quarterbacks. That's pretty bad, actually. That's sad. But still, yeah. So literally all of their Super
Or
Bowls
were before.
came well before.
Yeah. So if
So
you
so they're no longer the most winningest franchise.
total, so that should put us up there in the championship bracket a little bit,
Right?
right?
I mean, I count it because that's what it was back then. It's not my fault I was born now. Like
Exactly.
you can't hate me for the past. I mean,
Yeah.
by the way, I wanted to clear that up too. A lot of us think that the Philadelphia Eagles have never had a Heisman Trophy winner on our team. We have before Devontae Smith. Back in the 1930s, we drafted a halfback in one of the first drafts, and he was a Heisman winner, but he never played on our team ever because we didn't have the money to sign him. So we had to release him. And the funny thing is, he never pursued football after that. He ended up going and being a grocery store bagger at a local Unimart.
What?
No lie, he never played football ever again. But we drafted him back in like the 1930s or early 40s, and we didn't have the money to sign him, and he never played another snap ever again. But he was a Heisman Award winner that we did draft.
Oh, look at you digging up the stat.
Yo, I happened to run onto that through a video I was watching. It was the history of the NFL
Uh,
and the history of the draft. Like, I didn't even know that we are the reason the NFL draft even exists. Did you know that?
think,
The
no.
founder of the Philadelphia Eagles is also the founder of the NFL draft.
Oh, nice. That's another one.
Yeah. So you're welcome, guys, that you even have a draft, because what happened was back in the day, people out of college were just able to go out and sign to whatever team. So you would have certain teams stacked with talent and then ones who were just dirt trash, and then they'd have to shut down shop and move and go here and open up a new team. Because if you remember back in the early years, we had a bunch of teams in and out all the time.
Yeah.
So they came up with the idea, instead of people going out and paying for the players, and they would start the draft to give everyone an even opportunity. Well, that was because of us.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Woo! Like that. That's fire right there. That's fire. That's.
Little NFL lesson for y'all.
What about how you like the Eagles? Isn't this their first year drafting even Alabama players?
Three
Like
Alabama players.
in the first round or first
Oh, oh,
couple?
first round? I think so, yeah.
No, I never
But
got.
I mean, we have three of them in the first damn near 3 rounds.
Yeah. Well, three. Who's the third one? We got
Didn't
Dickerson.
we get three? You got Smith, Dickerson, and
I think
maybe
we got,
we only did get two.
yeah, two.
There is three though altogether, right? Like we have one from a previous draft, like
Oh,
last year or the year before.
that's what I'm thinking. I was thinking that this was our first year ever drafting an Alabama player.
Well, oh, my bad. Hertz counts as technically one. My bad. Sorry, brain fart. Hertz
Oh,
counts as technically one of them.
right. Yeah. But see, he came from OU, so that's the reason
I'm
why.
thinking Oklahoma because that's where he went. But
That's
yeah,
why
no, he was Alabama too.
Alabama than he did
Yeah.
uh, uh, OU.
So we have three of them.
We got three of them. That's
Yeah.
pretty. And I see, I think that's gonna make a big improvement on our team too. They're three like key pieces. Like I want
Yeah.
to either a wait till next year to play them if Kelsey go ahead and walk away, or B start him at left guard over Malo.
I'm all for that as long as he's healthy. If you got to wait till week 6 to bring him in or whatever,
Yeah.
do that. But you have to realize this guy is the future of our center. You don't want to fuck him up because then you lose everything. So let don't I'm tired of us rushing people back, man.
Yeah.
That was one of our downfalls with Wentz. We rushed him back way too fast. We all know that. And he ended up breaking his back and then blah, 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 blah. Okay. Stop rushing people back. If they are not ready, let them rest. I would rather them be 100% when they step on that field than fucking have another Lane Johnson like last year. You know what I mean? Going out, getting out, going in, getting out. Peters also,
John, too.
huh?
John Jackson too. Oh, he'd be back in.
Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey,
Oh,
Deshaun Jackson, all this in and out. It's like, dude, you're fucking the chemistry up. Just make sure they're healthy when you put them on the field. That's all I ask.
another question. Do you think the injuries? What do you think was the biggest reason for Carson's decline? Because everybody's like, well, he only had one bad season. But if you look at the after the Super Bowl, what did we do? We like went to the playoffs again at what 8-8 or something like that. But then we went to the playoffs at like 6 wins, and then like it was going down. Like people don't realize it was going down after the Super Bowl. Like our wins, like yeah, we went to the playoffs those 2 years, but in terms of our team actually being like good,
Yeah.
the team was going down all the way up until last year.
You know, well, I'm pulling a Nick Sirianni here, only with Mountain Dew. Um, I do know what you mean. I was actually hoping that 2018 and 19 were kind of like Super Bowl slumps for us, because most teams go through them. It's very unique to see a team be able to go right back. Now I did have hope in 18, and I'm pretty sure we would have went back if Jeffrey caught that ball. And I know from that moment on too, that was Jeffrey's done. He's done. When he missed that ball, that man never stepped foot on our field pretty much ever again until the end of this year. I mean, if you think about it, that him dropping that ball was like fate for him. Like it was like, all right, you're done. That's the way I felt about it.
Everything.
But yeah, it's like all of his hopes, dreams, everything just dropped with that ball. Like I don't know, it was weird. Like, but the injuries, man, I, I don't want to say it's a curse. Like maybe we're cursed for doing something bad. Maybe Howie did something bad and we're being cursed for it. I don't know. I want to say we're going to get past this. I want to say that maybe it was lack of preparation in Doug's part. Like we weren't practicing hard enough, or we were practicing too hard and not resting enough. Um, you know, or we were overweight lifting or underweight lifting. I don't know, man. Like there's so many things that it could have been, but I just hope that whatever it was, it's solved and it's over with. But like I said, stop rushing people back who get injured.
Yeah, true that. Because what my outlook is, yeah, I think if when he's healthy, go ahead and let Landon play. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine? You got what's his name? Malata. It's like 6'8", this big old beast. Then you
Oh, you
put
have 2 6'8" guys on the left.
yeah,
Because Dickerson's 6'8" too. So you have 2 6'8" dudes on your left side who
woo,
are built like brick shit houses. Like
yeah,
no lie, they're both humongous dudes.
huge.
So it's like I don't understand why you would not want that. I would.
Mm-hmm. We had like the old school cowboy line when they had 320-pound plus linemen out there to
Yeah.
for Emmitt Smith to run through.
Right. Well, and on in all honesty, that's why I feel Miles is going to go off this year because I mean Lane he looks great.
Yeah,
He's been working out. He looks really good. Brandon Brooks looks like Aaron fucking Darnold. Did you see that shit? He's oh my god.
really.
Like
Like,
yeah, like
hell, and
his
thank you.
abs are smiling at you. He's so ripped. Like I'm not even playing, dude. And Kelsey, we all know what he is. He might not be the biggest dude. He might not be the most muscular guy, but dude,
He's
he's
like,
a dog. He's a dog.
yeah, he's a straight beast in the middle. Like,
Yeah,
it's know how to make the biggest guy look crappy. You know what I'm saying?
he does, dude. It's impressive what he can do. And honestly, he's my all-time favorite center for the Philadelphia Eagles, hands down. Like I think he's our best ever. Like just how small he is, all the things he can do, dude. He's like a Swiss Army knife packed in a little white dude. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like he really is, and he's just amazing. I love him. All that little fight he has in him. Like and dude, you can't forget the victory speech. Like that was dope.
Classic all time speech
Yeah, like
party.
yeah, Kelsey, man, he holds it here. Like, if there's one dude on that whole offensive line that I want to retire an Eagle, it is him. Hands down,
Yeah.
no doubt. Like, if you trade him, I will be so fucking mad. He better retire an Eagle, dude. Like, he
I
he
don't
has done so much for us.
I don't see him playing too many more years. So I think we're gonna get him. Like if he
I
doesn't,
think he's done after this year. I hope. I hope.
I was gonna
Go
say,
out on a good note, man. Go out on a good note. Seriously, let's get it done for Kelsey. Screw everything else. Screw even Nick Sirianni and what he wants to look like. Let's dedicate this season to Kelsey, man. Let him go out on a good note rather than what he did last year. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So if
He
he did
deserves it.
Landon to go to say to center, or do you
Dickerson, yeah.
think
Dickerson is. Yeah.
it's easier to replace a center than the guard, or
Uh, See, I played wide receiver when I played football, so I don't know that. I never studied the line stuff, man, and I give those linemen props. Like, you got to be on your P's and Q's, man. So, you got to. I wouldn't say they're smarter than us as wide receivers, but dude, there's a lot more shit you need to know as a lineman than what we do.
Oh,
So
I play.
I give them props. Like the things they need to know is just ridiculous. So
Yeah, I play running back. I just need to know what number do I need to go.
right,
32 veer or 31 veer? Because I know I'm 31,
right. Yep.
32. Let me know that number.
Yep.
I'm
No, dude, they need to know the audibles. They need to know the coverages. They need to. Oh my god, dude, it's
linebacker and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. They need to know everything, and it props to them, man. So yeah, I don't know. I would think it'd be harder to be a center than it is a guard because you also have to hike the ball
Right.
and do all that and like so in my eyes center would probably be the harder position, but I don't know. I really don't, man.
What was our other really good center back in the Donovan Knapp era? Was it Hank Fraley? Was that who? Or was Fraley a guard? I think it was Hank Fraley, if I'm correct.
To be honest, man, back in those days I didn't really pay attention to our linemen like I do now. I was still a little younger, so I only cared like about Westbrook, McNabb, To. I didn't really focus on that. It took me being older and realizing everything and being away from high school football and doing all that stuff to make me miss it, to bring me back to actually learn everything.
Hmm,
So back then I really didn't pay attention to our linemen that much. I just cared about the names, to be honest. I
right.
was a kid. I
I
was a
feel,
kid.
I forget 33, so I'm 39, about to be 40 next month. So I do
Man,
have more years.
you're
More
not too far ahead of me though.
no, that time period, that was their adjustment time
Yeah,
years
yeah.
too. I still remember some of these guys like Keith
Like I
Jackson.
mean, I know of Runyon, like
I
and all them. Like Runyon was a monster. I get him every Madden for my Mutt team. I make sure he's on my line. I love having him, but
play
I've
Madden.
never. I didn't pay attention to him back then. My eyes were always on Randall Cunningham. I didn't care about him. I was like, yo, that's my guy.
You got the PS5. You play Madden on there
Yeah,
or
but I got Xbox though.
Xbox?
Yeah,
Nah. Yeah, I got
it's
Xbox.
cross gen, I think, isn't it?
Huh?
Madden isn't Madden cross gen?
I don't know. I thought the only game that was cross was Fortnite.
Yeah, they need to. That's sad. The technology we have these days, and you can't let PS5 and Xbox guys play together. Come on, man. This is messed up.
You got the
Needs to be crossplay. Huh?
you got the Xbox One.
Yeah. I just I'm probably going to transfer over to the PlayStation 4 though. The PS4 because you can't get fives right now. But I'm probably going to transfer over to PS5 because a lot of content creators use that, and it's a lot easier to stream to YouTube on a PS5 than it is an Xbox. So
Oh,
I'm
nice.
probably going to just end up going that way.
If you ever want to get on those sticks, I got the Madden on the PS5 and I got it on the Xbox One. So I got a bunch of
Yeah,
kids.
I got a one. Yeah, we can do that. Hell yeah.
I've been,
I'll give you my name. I'll put it in the chat. We can do that. I love playing Mutt, dude. I love getting on there and stomping people. Last year, I made an all Mutt 49ers team.
oh
And
yeah.
dude, that in 2020, dude, that was an unbeatable team. Like they made the 49ers ridiculous in Mutt last year.
Oh
It
wow.
was That's the only reason I did it. Now I did have an Eagles team too, but I only used my 49ers team, dude, with Hurst and Steve Young and T.O. and all those dudes, man. And then their defense from last year, like Boza and uh, Fred Warner and all, dude, it was just uh, amazing. It was so hard to lose with that team. It
Yeah,
really is.
yeah. I have my MT team isn't that great because I don't put as many hours into it as I used to. Like back in the day, like me and my buddies would be sitting up there till 3 in the morning betting $100 games. You know what I'm saying? Like no, $100. Let's go back right now, right now. We got this thing. We do like all time great, right? So it'd be
Yep.
like you win 3 in a row. It's like 3 in a row skill. and then 6 in a row super skill, and then 9 in a row will be all time great. And then if you like won all time great, you'll win like a big, we have like a big prize. We were in a card
Hmm.
collector, so we have like one of our most expensive cards up there,
Oh, okay.
ready
That's
for.
cool.
And then once you became all time great, you can never say that like if you're the one that lost, you can never say that you're better than them when we're playing each other live or something like that. You always gotta be like, he's the best, he's the best, until you
That's
won.
cool.
Great, man. We used to battle for hours
That's
and
cool.
days, man.
Dude,
We,
I've been playing Madden since Madden was on Nintendo. You remember that shit? When the
uh-huh.
football was a beanbag?
Yeah. And I remember the technical era. When all you
Right? Yeah, yeah, even
had Bo
Technople, yeah.
Jackson. That's all you need was Bo Jackson and Allen together, boy. You're running on everybody.
Yo,
He was a
that
cheat.
was ridiculous. That's funny you bring that up because it was like 3 years ago. I replugged in my Nintendo just to play Duck Hunt because I missed
Ooh.
Duck Hunt. For some reason, I don't know why, but I was like, I want to play it. Well, anyway, my gun didn't work, so that got me all mad, but my Madden still did. So I went back and I tried it real quick, and it was like Madden 93 or 4, one of the two.
Ooh.
And I was sitting there, I was like, man, this is awesome, but holy shit, these graphics are fucking terrible. Like, dude, but I remember sitting there playing, right? And I
For hours.
remember being a kid saying, dude, I fucking love these graphics. They're so amazing. And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, what was I thinking?
Right.
Like it's amazing how time can truly change, you know.
I got my
It,
right. I got a old school like old Sega Genesis, thing where you hook up into the TV. It's already like preset with all the games. I'm like, man, there's a lot of tight games on here. My kids like laugh at me, like, what are these games? You used to play them?
dude, I'm gonna bring back a memory for you real quick. Nintendo 64, Road Rash.
Yeah.
Okay, they brought Road Rash out like last year or the year before for Xbox.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I looked at it. I didn't end up buying it, but a buddy of mine did, and he was so upset because it wasn't. He's like, it was the game, but it wasn't the original. Like they did some tweaks to it. I was like, no, you don't tweak that game. That game was like, yeah, that was the ultimate game right there. Road Rash was like my shit as the childhood dude. Like
Yeah.
that was all me.
For us now, for the new ones now, but it's never the same, man. It's never the same.
Yeah, it's never the
Like
same.
I remember back when I remember growing up, we didn't have cell phones, man, and even some of the first, like you didn't
Right?
data, you know what I'm saying? They were all
Dude, I still remember fucking dial up, dude.
beepers. Remember your
No,
beeper?
remember dial up just trying to get on the fucking internet?
Waiting 2 minutes.
Like and you sat there for 5 minutes just to get to one page. It was like so bad.
Yeah.
These kids don't know how good they have it, dude. They really
Oil,
don't.
oil. Man. All right. Well, that's good, man. It's been awesome chopping it up with you, man. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there anything else you want to talk about before we get up, or we kind of went off topic for a little bit off the Eagles, but it's fun to do that.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
That was
Yeah,
both of us, man. It was good. It was good. Um,
yep. Like I said, it's good to get off topic sometimes because it gets very interesting. Somewhere,
so
down the line, it can get very interesting.
just out. Let's see here. What did I knew I had something else I wanted to say. To get your opinion on this year. I'm trying to think. What was it? One would be so, like I said, like we said the other day when we were on that show. Um, really want to see what your opinion is on the CB. I mean, not CB. The receiver spot. And how you really see it happen. Do you think we're gonna have like a three-headed monster there, or it's gonna be like a four-headed monster, or you think it's gonna be more of a this rotational every game besides Devontae Smith? Because we know he's gonna be in there all the time. Every game it could look differently and different receivers.
I want to say it's going to be Smith, Fulgham, Rager, Watkins, Hightower. Okay. I believe we'll have six on the roster altogether. Who that sixth person is, I don't know yet. But better not be JJ. Um,
Anybody but Jay.
it better not be JJ. Um, but I wouldn't also be surprised to see Watkins take it from Fulgham if the rumors are true and he is a half-ass worker, so to speak.
Hmm.
I would not be surprised to see Watkins take that because I've been watching some videos of his lately and he's
Yeah,
putting in some work, dude. He
looks
really is. So
he looks
yeah,
fast
he
out there.
looks really good. So he's definitely my sleeper at wide receiver. And like I said, if Fulgham's not careful, man, he could have a challenger right there because that he could be something special. He really could.
I just look at if you take the draft picks this year we got, then you even look at the draft pick last year's who wasn't used right or even put in
Yeah.
the right position to be great. You know what I'm saying? Even high, like you said, Hightower too. You know what I'm saying? Those guys were good. Coming out with all that speed. And if you look at how much speed you have, if you had those four alone, if you had
Yep.
the Smith, Rager, Watkins, and Hightower, you looking at one of the fastest receiving cores in the league. You know,
Dude, there's no reason those four guys right there shouldn't have been starting all season long last year.
mm-hmm.
There's no reason for that. Yeah, I get it. You were paying Alshon Jeffrey 20 million. You had to play him. So fucking what? Pay him the fucking money. It's about winning, man. It's about progressing players. It's about teaching and it's about development. You can't develop these motherfuckers while they're sitting on the sideline. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yes.
those dudes should have been playing. There's no reason you pull Fulgham for Alshon Jeffrey. I'm sorry. He's 33. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Like,
And
no.
so good. Like they pulled him like when he was tearing up the
He was
league.
doing good. He 5 weeks straight leading receiver, man, and then you pull him. Like, are you shitting me? And then when you throw him in and he ain't catching balls, you're like, what's wrong? Well, no shit, dumbass. You took him out whenever he was doing really fucking good. Why would he want to play for you? You
That's
literally gave a dude his spot that he earned and was doing good at because of money. And he was old and he didn't do shit. And you took him out. I wouldn't play hard for you either.
yeah.
Why? If I'm going to play hard for you, make you look good, and then you pull me out for no reason at all, don't expect me to play hard for you when you throw me back in because I'm just going to feel right there and then, hey, you're just going to pull me out again. So I'm just going to half ass it.
And confidence too. Once you break someone's confidence, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing with Carson, like when he got came back that first year after not us winning Super Bowl, he had to see Nick Foles statue. Everybody talk about Nick Foles, the man. His confidence went down, and his next year he wanted to go out there and try to prove it on every throw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can win a Super Bowl on every throw. It seemed like to the point that when he got hurt again, his confidence went down lower. Then he came back the next year trying to prove it, and
I
I
will,
got shook.
I, I will answer this question for you on that Wentz thing that you asked earlier. Management failed Wentz, and I'm leaving it at that. Because I'm telling you what, when you take JJ and not DK, and when you take Rager and not Jefferson, you fucking failed this man. I'm sorry. You did. And I'm leaving it at that because there's no reason to start arguments. There's no reason. Yeah, you know what? They might have developed. It is what it is. I don't even care at this point. He's not on my team.
Yeah,
I'm all for Hurts, man. That's what I'm about. But in all honesty, Wentz didn't fail us. He got screwed by upper management thanks to Howie, and he took it out on us. We just caught the grief of what Howie did to him, and I would love to know that story. I would love to know that story. I mean, I wish whenever he was on Pat McAfee's show after he went to Indy and he did that one, dude, I was praying to God he spilled those beans because I was like, please give me a reason to get online and just fucking go off. Like I have the strongest feeling deep down in my gut. Everything stems back to Howie Roseman. I truly do, and the reason is because nothing doesn't go through that man. Nothing.
but that's
There's not one thing that he does not know about.
and that's when I go back to the confidence thing too. Like even after you got rid of Foles, he thought he was gonna be the man again. Then you go get Hurts. Even though no one expected Hurts to be good, but if you've seen him and play in college, anybody like if I was starting back, you draft Hurts behind me, I would give him a thinking that he
Not
does have.
just that, but you couldn't even name the motherfucker your starting quarterback.
Yeah,
Like, you literally had to sit there and think, is it going to be Nick or Wentz?
yeah.
Of course his confidence is going to get shot. You literally had to sit there and think about it. I'm 20. What was he at the time? 25?
So he was 5, yeah.
20,
Yeah.
24, 25, whatever. Like, dude, that's not something you need to think about. Even the analysts were saying that. They were like, well, you know, why can you not say he's your guy? Like, he had an MVP season. He got injured. That's not his fault. Yeah, awesome. Your backup came in and did his job and won you guys a Super Bowl. But in the end, that still should be your fucking guy. I mean, when you put Wentz against Foles, yeah, Foles' legend will live forever. But let's not talk about fucking athleticism for 1 minute like Foles is more athletic than Carson fucking Wentz.
Right.
The decision was easy. There was no comparison. Arm strength, talent, size, everything. It all leaned towards him. But yet you have a hard time sitting here telling me that you can't name this motherfucker your starting quarterback? Of course he's going to have doubt. Of course he's going to have problems. You fucked him over and you wouldn't even give him the credit to call him your starting quarterback.
They be trying to
Of
mind
course.
the players for sure. They be mind fucking these guys.
You brought it out of me, man. I've been holding this shit back for so fucking long. I didn't want to do it, but
But
I'm so tired of hearing people talk about it because I love Carson Wentz. I'm still a fan of his. I'll never root for him again, but I'm a fan of his as a person, as an individual. He did a lot for Philadelphia. The food truck, the AO1 Foundation. He's a great guy. He's a great individual. I love him as a person. But fuck him, he's not on my team anymore, so I'm not rooting for him. But
I only root for his health this year. Stay.
yeah, it is what it is. But I can't hate the guy all the way because of shit that was thrown on him. And it was shit that he didn't even ask for. It was unnecessary. And it's all because we have a fucking GM who's trying to figure out they're having dick competitions upstairs, trying to figure out who's got the bigger dick, because they don't know. I always said, you guys think QBs have the biggest ego and coaches have the biggest ego. No, it's the assholes upstairs that have the biggest ego. Howie and Jeffrey.
Yeah.
They are. They're the ones. They call the shots. You don't think for 1 minute these guys don't know what's going down on below them?
Oh yeah.
You're fucking sorely mistaken. They know everything that goes on in that building. Trust me, if Howie wanted, or if Jeffrey Lurie wanted DK, fucking DK would be on this team.
Right.
I'm telling you that right now.
God damn it.
Yeah, if he wanted Jefferson would be on this fucking team. He wanted Hurts the starting quarterback this year. Guess what? Hurts is the starting quarterback. You're not going to go above the owner. You're not going to. And that's why I'm saying, if these guys were going to be on this team, he would have made sure of it, but he didn't. So they all failed him. It's a collective thing. It takes everyone to fucking fail, and that's what happened.
Yeah. That was.
I'm done, by the way. Sorry.
Point right there. Man, that was good. I like that. See, that's what I like. I like getting.
Yo, yeah, but you're not the uncensored channel, so I feel bad for cussing on your channel, man.
I don't. What do you? It's not for kids. I don't think it's titled for our kids. So I think you're good.
Okay.
I cuss too much, but they slip out sometimes. They slip out from time to time, man.
I get emotional on this shit, dude, because, like I said, I thought highly of Wentz, man. I thought we had our QB for the next 10 years, and shit didn't work out, and I understand that, and I let it go. But I'm not going to hate the kid because he didn't have – it wasn't all his fault.
Yes.
Okay? That's all I'm saying. It wasn't all his fault, so I'm not going to – do I think he handled it all the right way? Fuck no. I think he should have came out. He should have said something. He should have talked to us. Would have made me feel a lot better about it instead of you being a fucking mime in the background.
Being a pussy.
Not saying a fucking word.
Yeah.
Tell me what's wrong. Tell me why my team is dysfunctional. I want to know why my team's dysfunctional so I can sit here and be like, fuck you, Howie, or fuck you, Jeffrey. I want to be able to do that. Give me that fucking power. But no, everyone wants to sit here and keep their tongues tied. And it's like, no, fuck you. That's not how this goes. I want to know the issue so we can correct the issue. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
So I can see you want Howie out next year.
Dude, they better not extend this guy's contract. This is his last year, and he has not been extended yet, and I'm happy because for me, if he wanted him here after next year, he would have extended him already. So I'm hoping the further along we go and the further along he's not extended, I will be more happy because I want to see Howie gone. We can do a lot better than Howie fucking Roseman.
So you
And
think
everyone wants to sit there and say, oh, he's great at trades and he's great at cap. Well, guess what? There's other fucking people out there great at trades and great at cap too. So
what about
you
that?
just got to find the right guy.
Who was that guy that was with the Ravens? That was it Newsom? That was that GM with the Ravens that they
Oh,
got
Dorsey. That
Dorsey.
we got Dorsey, and then we sent Dorsey to the Lions. Yeah. No, I would have traded Howie Roseman to the fucking Lions. I would have kept Dorsey. Like, fuck that. No, hell no. Get rid of fucking Howie. Send him to the Lions, and we should have kept Dorsey. That's
Yeah,
what I would have done.
yeah. I think we definitely needed. Cause like I said, I haven't been happy. Like this was the first draft this year that I was like, okay, that was a good draft. You know what I'm saying? But for the last like couple
Well,
of
of
years,
course he's going to have a good draft. His ass is on the line.
what the hell are you doing? You know, a lot of these drafts, like, why'd you
Yeah,
pick?
his ass is on the line. Guess what? Doug's gone. Wentz is gone. He has no one to bounce his shit off of now. What are you going to do? Bounce your shit off of Nick? Guess what, asshole? It's his first fucking year. Good luck trying to pin that on him. You're the one that's been here through 3 fucking coaching changes. You're the only one that's ever fucking happened to. Usually when head coaches get fired, GMs go with them. You're the only one to fucking last, and you're the only one that has lasted, and you're the only one that these problems occur with. So why the fuck are we even talking about this? Just send him on his fucking merry way, and let's get somebody in here who fucking cares and wants to manage this team properly. I'm tired of discussing this shit, man. I really am. This is dumb. I don't even see how Jeffrey does not see this. We all see it, and we're just fans.
Yeah,
These guys are supposed to be smarter than us.
they
Fuck
all
out of here, man.
smart.
No, no.
Yeah, I feel you on that,
Your
man.
problem is staring you right in the fucking face.
You know, I know you had those moments where you had the TV like, oh, this guy's available. We need this guy, and we don't do nothing to get the guy. He's like, really? Like, what are you doing? Like, when are you
Right?
going to do your job and
Like,
make
like for instance,
that?
where the fuck was Howie Roseman when D Hop went to fucking Arizona? I would have traded Miles Sanders in a
Woo!
second in a heartbeat for DeAndre Hopkins. Carson went. That was in 2018. Okay, I would have fucking traded that in a heartbeat because you can find another Miles Sanders in every fucking draft almost. You can't find a D Hop in every fucking draft, but a fucking Miles Sanders in a second for D Hop, sign that shit and send it on its way. What were you doing? Taking a nap? Like,
Yeah,
fuck out of here, man.
yeah, they definitely.
You weren't trying to build around Carson Wentz. You can sit there and you can bullshit all you want, but if that's the case, then D Hop should have been on this team.
I agree. Hawk,
OBJ should have been on this team.
yeah, I
Any
wanted.
any of these guys that are good should have been on this team if you were going to build around this man. But it's obvious you didn't want to, and that's why he's gone.
Nope, that's true. That is truth right
Now
there.
fix it with Jalen Hurts. Don't waste another good fucking quarterback. Build it around Hurts.
Yeah,
Don't be pussy. Fucking do your job and get it done, man. Don't waste another talent. I'm tired of wasting talent.
yeah. The way I see it, our offense is ready. Like that's one thing I'm really confident. I think our offense is ready. Like I can't see another piece that will make us more ready right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't
I
think we.
mean, dude, we wasted Michael Vick, dude. We
Yeah.
probably could have won with Michael Vick, but you didn't even get him any fucking receivers.
But we had D-Jax.
McNabb. You wasted it all on McNabb too. Fucking all of them, man. You've wasted it all on all of them. We have not had a fucking like. I'll give Djax his shit. You know, he is what he is. You know, but he's only great in our eyes because he is the great one to come through. Everyone else has been fucking shit.
Yeah.
So of course he's going to be great, and that's my point. Where's our Julio Jones? Where's our D Hop? Where's our dude? We haven't had a good wide receivers that we've drafted since fucking Carmichael.
Yeah.
Carmichael was our last really solid fucking up there, underrated, but the dude balled. All right. We haven't had that in so long, and we deserve that. But don't sit there and act like you're trying. You're not fucking trying.
Because even like you
You,
said, questionable decision last year with Rager. So I was like, okay. At that point, I was like, yeah, Jefferson looks good right here. This is our big baby. And then you go get
well,
Rager. A minute,
and I get it.
up.
I get it. I see the potential in Rager, dude. I do. We all seen it last year, especially in, that punt return that he did. Like he had some good games. The potential's there. I see what Howie was looking at. But I would have rather had the the definite rather than the hope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
So many
Jefferson
hope.
is a definite. Rager is just, oh, I hope he can be another Jefferson, but we'll get him there. No, give me the definite. Fuck
Yeah.
the hope. I've had enough hope. I'm an Eagles fan. I've hoped my whole life. Like,
Oh,
fuck that. Give me the definite. I want to see answers. I don't want to see fucking hopes.
yeah. I see, like that's what we did. We draft a lot off of upside. Like, okay, this guy could be. Yeah, when were you gonna give me those guaranteed guys that we know can ball? And that's why I give
Yeah.
me the linebacker spot. Like we could have gotten some over the last couple of years, some really good linebackers, you know, to bring back the old Trouter type guys. How the teams like the Patriots, they always end up with all the good linebackers on their team. You know what I'm saying? Like even this year, we could have got the Alabama linebacker in the
Yeah,
draft.
because you know what? They follow their fucking draft boards, man. Their GM's not down there fucking shoving his dick in their ear telling them what to do.
Yeah.
They're actually doing their job. They pay their scouts to go scout these players. They pay them to rate them and they pay them to pick them. And they tell them who to pick. Not us. We pay our scouts to go scout and then we pick whatever the fuck Howie and everyone else wants to pick. And it's like, then why do we even have scouts? Why do we even pay scouts? Just give Howie a piece of paper, let him write down fucking 12 names, and that's who we get.
Right.
Like, why do we even pay these? You're paying these men a whole year to leave their families to scout these players, and then you don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like, me as a scout, I'd be like, dude, I miss my family growing up. I don't see my kids growing up. I miss them every day because I'm out doing this job for you, and then you don't listen to me anyway. Why the fuck am I here? You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly how I feel. Especially when he came out and said it. Like, yeah, sometimes we pick their players, sometimes we go on our own and pick our
Yeah,
players.
like what the fuck? Like we walk in with a list of 50 and then Howie walks in with his list. Howie shouldn't have a fucking list. He's a fucking GM, not a scout. He
Yeah,
shouldn't have a fucking list.
he shouldn't be picking players. That's for sure.
No.
Picking,
Hell no. You've proven that you can't pick players. Stop.
yeah, that is truth right there, man. Dang, man, that was a good one. Yeah, Howie definitely. I think Lori's just gonna wait it out and see when Howie does it right. They try to say this year from the moves he's made. If they all pan out, I think like sorry to say, if all these moves do pan out the way we think they're going to pan out this year, I think he's going to get an extension.
I think Kayvon will. I have high hopes for Bradley and Taylor on defense.
Uh-huh.
Um, CB2, that's still shaky to me, man. I do want to say I have hopes there, but I'm not going to lie to anybody. I won't do that. Um, our defensive line is going to be disgusting. I 100% agree to that. We had 53 sacks as a team last year, I believe, and we have way more power now. So there's no reason we probably couldn't hit 60
Yeah.
easy.
He,
I mean, we have way more power than what we had last year.
arrogant,
So,
big boy.
yeah, you got Kerrigan. Barnett's finally back. Now, granted, he has to show me a lot. He's not lived up to his potential. I believe he can, but he needs to get his head out of his ass.
Yeah.
Like, no lie. He needs to start playing football because if not, put Sweat in, dude. Sweat will do what he needs to do.
That's
That
what.
dude, he's hungry. I can tell you that. He
Yeah.
wants it.
Last year
So,
he showed that he is
exactly.
roll. I think that first
Yep.
year he came off that big injury, right? The leg injury, his rookie year, and I think he just needed more time to heal it up. Get it healed up. I think he's finally like up to that full speed now, and he's made it. Barnett should have already
Yeah.
his spot, but since he didn't solidify it yet, I think he has room to lose it. You know, because Sweat's,
Oh, hey, I got a question for you, man.
yeah,
It's actually another Reggie White question.
okay,
Um, did you know remember when we had that half season back in 1987
okay, vaguely,
when we had to actually bring in players to play because they went on strike and stuff?
uh huh,
When the Redskins won that Super Bowl, by the way, that does not count Washington because you won it with paid players, not actual NFL players, and that's not a legit Super Bowl. You won it against nobodies. Like that's
right,
not fair. That is
right,
not fair. You can't claim that one. That's like going out and facing a Pee Wee team and then saying you won. Like you can't do that. Like that shouldn't count. I'm sorry, but it
yeah,
is what it is.
right,
But yeah, back in that year though, because I think we only played like 12 games that year. We didn't actually play a full season.
uh huh,
Did you know Reggie White had 21 sacks in 12 games?
yes, I do remember that.
Could you imagine? All right, I don't know who holds the sack record right now
Was
for a single season,
was he MVP that
but
year?
huh?
Was he MVP that year?
He should have been on defense. 21 sacks in 12 games. He better have been.
Yeah, no, I think for sure he was defensive player of the year. I was trying to
Yeah,
think, didn't he win the MVP? That's a good one. I'm gonna have to look that up.
but what I'm saying though is if he would have had a full season, dude, that's a record no one would have ever touched. You
Yeah,
realize that, right? 21 sacks in 12 fucking games.
even now,
Holy shit.
I am.
That's a record now. You
Yeah,
can't break that now.
yeah,
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I say he's our biggest regret as a franchise, dude. You let him walk. That
yeah.
that 21 sacks in 12 games.
He's
I don't
unstoppable.
even think Darnold will do that.
No, no,
Like that's lights out, dude. That's lights out.
no one do it. Even the only one that was coming close to JJ in his prime, but he's not in his prime no more. JJ was the
Yeah, no, JJ was nasty, dude.
and
I loved watching JJ
for a
walk.
couple years. Remember at Cushing's? It was JJ Cushing's and our that Ryan's our linebacker. We got
Yeah, yeah. Well, and in all honesty, man, I might even give the nod to um oh shoot, I just lost it. I had it, but I lost it. Oh, Vaughn Miller
ooh,
back in his prime. Vaughn was pretty deadly too. He might have been able to, but you know,
but
he had a nice swing move and stuff.
what records you think are going to get broken this year? Because I think a
A
lot
lot, a
of
lot.
records get broken with the 17 games.
Yeah. Well, you have to think of something, man. An extra game, dude. That could be an extra 600 yards. You
Yeah,
know, you never know. So yeah, I do believe like the rushing record probably will be broken. I would not be surprised if Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen break the passing record this year
was that
for a
five?
single season.
Yeah,
Huh?
was that 5,000
Yeah,
freeze?
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't. What's the receiving record again? Is it 18?
18
I,
somewhere.
I don't think somebody's getting close to that. I don't know, but I don't think an extra game is going to get you 1,800 yards. That one's tough. It all depends on who.
Their
Maybe Tyreek Hill.
record might be broken, right? What's that? 21 or something
The,
like that.
the which one?
Receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, well for us that's McCoy at 21. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, all-purpose yards should be broken this year.
Oh yeah.
Like franchise-wise, like we should as a franchise be able to break our all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
So,
I think so
and
too.
that includes every other team.
I,
You should be able to statistically break a lot of records this year. So I expect a lot to happen.
do you think Miles is better than Saquon?
Oh hell yes! Are you kidding me? All right, this is coming from a Penn State fan, so there is no biasism
I
here.
asked,
I'm telling you right now. I love Saquon. Do not get me wrong. I love that man. I loved watching him in Penn State. I loved watching him coming out of Penn State, yes, I did watch some Giant games just because of him, but I didn't root for him. I just love
Right.
watching him play. He's an excellent player. Like I like to describe him, me watching him, he kind of has that Barry Sanders esque a little to him. He really does. He can bounce off players. He can hurdle players. He makes the impossible look possible. He really does. So I give him that. But he's a Giant now, so I'm sorry, man. I love you, but I'm sorry. But Miles, he did not even get nowhere near Saquon's production at Penn State. They used him over 2,000 times at Penn State. That is a lot of times. Okay. He has a lot of miles on his legs. Sanders has like 1,200 carries his whole career at Penn State.
Ooh.
His whole career, all 4 years. So he was not really used that much. So he has way less miles, way less fatigue, way less injuries. And luckily, his injuries with us have not been that bad yet. I will
Yeah.
say yet. I will say yet because I'm not jinxing nothing. But yeah, no, Saquon, he's great and he knows it. But dude, Miles is deadly sneaky.
Yeah.
Like he's not. He's six or wait, no, he's 6 foot, I think, even right, or is it 5'11"? It's one of the two. But
There.
he's 215. So he's not big per se, but he's that sneaky fast. Like you see him, like last year, he had the 3 yard or three
Woo!
carries that went over 80 yards.
Yeah.
Dude, when he was running, he might,
He would have had a lot more yards. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
after long runs, it seemed like they stopped giving the ball in both of those games.
yeah. So I mean, he's sneaky fast. He's got great agility. He can get out of the way very fast. If you think you have him, you don't. Like he's sneaky, dude. So I think he's very underrated, and his hands are underrated. Now, I know he had a lot of issues last year with the dump passes off, the screen passes, but let's be honest, Carson Wentz was throwing like a bitch.
Yeah.
Like half of those balls were down at the ground or above his head, or he had to stop, or they weren't ever on. Like that's one thing I will say about Hurts. He has a beautiful little dump off pass.
I'm about to
Beautiful.
get on his
Like
neck.
Hurts was in running motion, just catching it as he went. Like he never had to stop. He never stuttered. Like that is one thing I will say. I've never liked Carson Wentz's dump passes. I always felt like he was a little lazy with them at times, a
Yeah.
lot. But Hurts has a beautiful dump pass, which should help Miles Sanders, this year. Because if you're already moving and you don't have to stop, dude, that changes the game right there. And you as a halfback know what I'm talking about. If you as a halfback don't have to stop to catch the ball, if you can just literally run and keep going as you get it, dude, that helps you momentum wise so much better. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah. Like I honestly
So
think this year, I only can think of one running back for sure that might be better than Miles Sanders, and that's
Derrick
without
Henry.
Darren Carey. Yeah, I think he's the best,
Yeah.
hands down.
Hands down, bro. He is my halfback every fantasy. Like
Yeah.
every fantasy, hands down, dude. How a guy his size can run so fast and be so strong. Like I'm jealous. God never gave me that. Like,
Hey,
like
he's a
he's a freak. He is a
monster.
freak.
You know.
I'm what I want to know is how long can he go? That's what I want to know. Like because how big
You
he
know.
is and how natural he's a natural athlete and he's fast and dude, I think he can take the wear and tear. He might be around for a while, so
That
and like
you're
for instance, Frank Gore, dude. Frank Gore has been around for what 17 years, and he was dominating.
yeah.
Like
But when you're that big, you give the punishment. You're not taking punishment. Yeah.
exactly,
It's on him
yeah.
weights and like he was like squatting 1,000 pounds or something, 20,
Yo,
30.
remember him throwing Josh Norman to the ground?
Woo.
I laughed my ass off. I was like, Norman's never been thrown like a rag doll like that. He was feeling like tiny.
Yeah.
Like,
But everybody
dude,
that guy. That guy's a
oh
beast.
yeah, he'll run right over you without even thinking, dude. Like, you can't
Julio
stop
Hawkins-
him.
Julio's a beast too. Like he's
Yeah.
older, but Julio's a big dude, man. Like him, he's gonna have a lot of receivers.
Dude.
I mean, a lot of running back lanes on that outside going for him this year, man. Sure. I think that.
Yeah, well, and that's what I was going to say. I think Julio going to the Titans is really going to help AJ and Henry
Yeah.
because they now have Julio to contend with. So you can't focus as much on Henry now because you have that legit too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So yeah, they just became a ton more deadly. Like I said it yesterday to Foothills. I said, listen, man. I said the Colts do not have that divisional lock anymore. They
No.
don't. It's now the Titans do or die. Like the only way the Titans lose that division is if they mess it up.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm happy that he's not playing us because he's an Eagle killer.
right?
He's
Yeah,
a killer. Julio
yeah.
be down, man.
You know what though, man? I won't
Julio be
lie. I was
up.
a huge Kyle Pitts fan. During the draft and stuff. I'm excited to see what this kid does, even against us. I mean, I will say, I hope the hype is real on this kid because if it is, he could be really good for a long time. You know,
I think it
I
might
think he's
be with him. I don't see him too much being either middle ground. I think he is going to be this guy that's changing the game at the
yep,
position,
he's either up here or down
baller,
here.
or he's just going to be a nobody like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And the reason I think he's going to be that is I don't see them getting rid of Julio if they didn't think he would be. You know what I mean? Like that's
hey,
a really big change to do right there.
you think they're going to move him to receiver or keep him at tight end?
I have no idea, dude. I have not heard a single word.
They ain't going to tell nobody that. Obviously, that won't get leaked until game one. But I
Yeah.
think their size comparison of the two guys and how everybody's hyping him up as being a receiver, that they might go ahead and move him over to receiver this year.
He could do it. He could. Let's be realistic. He's 6'6". He runs a 4.40. He can do it. But
Yeah,
I just don't. I mean, and them getting rid of Julio tells me that's what they're going to do.
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you that definitively until week one. But I do expect to see him out there at wide receiver one for sure.
And how do you?
But I don't know who they. I don't know who their tight end is though. Is it because Hooper's gone, right? So I
Uh,
don't know who their tight end is though. But I mean, I guess it doesn't matter when you got him outside or inside. It really won't matter, right? So
it'll be a target regardless on where he's at.
yeah. So
More do you think Goddard's going to be better having him be a full time starter as opposed to Ertz?
what was the first part of that?
How much better do you think Goddard being a full time starter can be than having Hurts as a starter in our offense? Or do you think Ertz was better?
Listen, there's two ways to look at this. I loved Ertz because Ertz is the guy that when you see the ball go through the air and it's going right to 86, 99% of the time that ball is being caught.
No.
And granted, yes, he doesn't have the yak yards. He falls down. But for what he does what he does well.
Yeah.
Great. You know what I
Great.
mean? Like he is a possession catcher. We all know that. He is not a yak man. He is possession. You want the first down, that's your guy. You
Yeah.
want the touchdown, that's your guy.
Receiving
You
lane.
want yeah, you want power, that's not your guy. He's not going to be a Kittle. He never will be. We've seen him take hits. We've seen him get into it. He can do it, but he shies away from it as much as possible. I'm okay with that because I respect his game. I'm okay. I like having a guy that it's almost a guaranteed first down when you throw it to him. You know what I mean? Like he brings that aspect to the game. Dallas Goddard, he's a whole new aspect.
Yes.
He's in my eyes, he's faster,
Yes. He's definitely fast.
stronger. He's
Bigger.
got great hands, but he's not. His hands aren't as reliable as Hurts or Ertz. Okay, he has some fumbling issues, but I feel if he cleans that up, oh yeah, sky's the limit for this kid. He'll probably end up beating out Ertz. Like no lie, I feel he could be that kind of guy, but he has to work at it. Because like I said, Ertz's shoes are huge to fill. Ertz
Yeah.
had Ertz had big shoes to fill in Selleck,
Yeah.
and he filled them very well. And Selleck mentored him very well. He did not shy away from it. He knew his time was coming up. He was a gentleman about it. He taught Ertz everything he knew, and Ertz did it. Now, in my eyes, Ertz has been a good mentor for Goddard the last couple of years, but he's being a bitch for him right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, all in all, though, I think he did well for him.
Like Britt was happy coming back to the Eagles, being the backup. You know what I'm saying? He was cool with
Yeah,
that. Ertz,
yeah,
he still thinks he's top three, and
yeah,
that's kind of far fetched right now.
yeah. No, but I feel Goddard could have over 800 yards this year
Yeah.
easily. Very very easily. So, no, I'm super excited to see what this kid brings to this team because, I think we've actually kept him at bay too long.
Yeah.
You know, I, I made the comment and I did not stutter about it. I would have traded him right after we won that Super Bowl, and I would have unleashed Goddard the year after. I
And,
would not have hesitated, and I would not have looked back,
we would have got a first round pick out of it.
if not a second.
Yeah.
And you know what? I love that guy. Like I told you, he's one of my all time favorites. But you know what? Like I said, it's about winning, man. And your favorites are going to come and they're going to go. But you know what? In the end, the only guys I want out on my field at the end of the day are ones that are going to let us win
And ones that want to be here.
and ones that want to be here.
You gotta
Exactly.
want to bleed green. If you're not
Yes. Yeah.
green, and don't
If you
say
don't want to be here, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. You know what I mean?
contracts. I want to hear nothing about who makes you mad.
Yep.
All ever contracts for agents. It's about you wanting to be here. Come on TV and be like, I want to be here. This is my spot. Now contract stuff, my
Yep.
agent work with that. Anything
And
like,
when you make $130 million, I don't want to hear no fucking bitching.
hey man, yeah,
I sit here and make 40,000 a year, bro. You make 130. Shut the fuck up.
yes,
Like, I
really,
don't want to hear it. You
fuck up,
don't struggle. Your bills are paid. Your kid is gonna live a great life. Shut the fuck up. I
yeah,
don't want to hear your problems. You're a millionaire, and all you do is get paid to play football. You have nothing to bitch about. Nothing at all. Your
yeah,
life is fucking golden. Grow
yes,
up, put your big boy pants on, and be a fucking man. Like, no lie. There's nothing to bitch about. I would give both of my nuts to be where they are. Like, no lie. And the money they make and the fans that they have and the people who admire them and the platform that they have and the things that they can do. Like, fuck you, bro. Stop bitching.
one game check,
Right?
one,
Right? Give me one game check and I'm good a whole fucking year. Like,
right?
shut the fuck up. I don't need millions of dollars. Eagles, you want to pay me $2 million to come and be a wide receiver? I'm 33 and I still run a 4.340 at 33. I'll come and be it for $2 million. You ain't got to pay me 10.
Right?
Fuck you. I ain't greedy. I'll do it for two. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man. That's another thing that pisses me off about NFL players, man. Oh, I can't. You know how much a insurance bill is on a Ferrari? Well, then don't buy a fucking Ferrari, dude.
Right?
Like, what do you want me to say?
The money has made them a lot of players more softer than back in the day.
Yeah, of
They was
course.
rules. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all, a lot of these people wouldn't even be good back in the era. Back in the day in that era. Because they'd be getting hit too much. They'd be getting hit too hard. And they wouldn't be playing. They're too soft. Money has definitely made them softer, for sure.
Dude, do you know how many times I saw Brian Urlacher break his fucking nose and keep playing?
Keep playing.
Like, how many times did you see blood flowing down that dude's face?
Yeah.
People break noses now. They're like, oh, I'm done for 2 games.
Yeah.
It's like, are you shitting me? Really? Oh, I'm out. I'm out a game and a half for turf toe. Dude,
Yeah.
ask Jerry Rice what he did with turf toe.
Whew. All these little, oh, I
Like,
pulled,
are you kidding me?
but I felt it tighten up. So I had to
Right?
say, I gotta go for the bag, man. I gotta go for the bag.
It's all about the fucking money, man. But
Yeah.
like I said, in the end, though, they're all here to entertain us one day of the week. So
Sports.
what the fuck do I know, man?
That's what a lot of fans say. I realize this is definitely entertainment. You know what I'm
I
saying?
hope so, man. Because I'll
Definitely.
tell you what, I was not entertained last year, so I hope you guys prove me wrong this year. Because
Because
last
last,
year, man, I won't lie, I watched every game, but I'll tell you what, come third quarter, fourth quarter, towards the end of the year, I really just wanted to turn my shit off. It really made me sick.
until
I
Jalen came.
won't lie.
Until
Well,
he,
yeah, and so no, Jalen was the spark, bro.
yeah.
Like Jalen,
Oh yeah.
no lie, I was happy as shit when that happened. I was like, holy fuck, it only took you 4 extra weeks. Like, his ass should have been out week 6 or 7. Like, why'd you wait till fucking 12 or 14? Like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
If he would have came in earlier, I think we would have went to the playoffs. I think that's my belief.
He might have been able to salvage something. Fuck.
You know?
But you literally put him in when it was too late at that point.
Hell, we would have
I
won.
mean, you brought him in and said, listen, you can't lose a fucking game. At least if you would have brought him in at week 6, you could have been like, you got 2 or 3 you can lose. You know, realistically, we'll work with you. We'll get you there. But
Right.
dude, when they brought him in, it's like, no, you can't fuck up, bro. Go out there and kill it.
Right.
That's pretty much what they did. Well, guess what? That ain't gonna happen. He
No.
wasn't expecting to play all year long. He was thinking to be a gadget player. He wasn't expecting this shit. None of us were. So you can't blame that kid for anything that happened.
And that's the
All
thing.
you can do is thank him for everything he kept from happening. And another stat I wanted to throw at you: he also outbeat Lamar in rushing yards last year, the last 4 weeks.
But everybody thinks he's Lamar. He's not Lamar. He's a passing quarterback.
No,
Has running skill.
yeah,
It's gonna be the RPO that gets Jalen all these yards. I'm telling you, it's gonna be those scrambles, baby. When it's just wide open, him running
mm-hmm.
10 yards out of bounds, 10 yards out of bounds, 10-yard slide. He knows how to slide.
Yep,
He knows how to run out of bounds. And those are driving
dude.
that I think is gonna make a huge difference. Not even Carson did that. You know what I'm saying? Just that, oh, okay, I can't get it. I can run 10 yards and be out of bounds. Let's start it back up. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna keep our offense on the field. And I think that's the reason why we're gonna score a lot more points this
I
year.
love that. I love that you brought that up, because here's the thing. That was my biggest issue that I had with Wentz, and that was my biggest issue that I had with a lot of quarterbacks that we've had over the last couple of years here, before Wentz and all that. You know, I love the fact that Jalen Hurts will slide. You know, and I love the fact that he throws the fucking ball away. He does not force shit. He lives to see another day. And I love that mentality about him. I would rather have a 3rd and 10 than a 1st and 10 because you threw an interception because you tried to force something in there that wasn't supposed to go.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And we have not had that mentality in a quarterback for a while. Someone who just throws the ball away.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that, because that's something we haven't seen in a long time, and we need to bring back to this team. If it is not there, just take it. It's fine. You know, don't make mistakes. If it is not there, just throw the fucking ball away. We got this. You know, you can't correct an interception. You know what I mean?
I see a lot of like games where, like, even those 2 games where it's like he had over yards passing, but 100 yards rushing too. But it won't be
Yeah.
100. It'd be like one long 40-yard run, but the rest is just gonna be those little nice little scampers for 5 and 10 yards. Boom, 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 boom. Like
Yep.
Lamar, I think he runs like you expect him to run. Like Jalen Hurts not that gadget play where you just want him to run the ball. Like that's not Jalen. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
see, that's why I don't like the Lamar comparison. If I'm going to compare Hurts to anyone, and it's no disrespect to him, it's just how they play. He's more of a Russell Wilson than a Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Russell escapes to get away. He can make plays happen and he can drop your jaw, but he's not the guy that depends on his scrambling. He doesn't need to. Jalen doesn't need to depend on his scrambling, but when it comes down to it, he can if he has to,
He running.
and he can make it look really good. Well, that's exactly what Russell does. And they
Yeah.
both escape the pocket, and when there is no more, they run out of bounds. So that's my comparison. I'm not saying that's who he is, but that's who his play style compares to. Lamar Jackson, he's Michael Vick of this era, so to speak, without the strong arm. You know, I don't like Lamar's arm. I think he has a pretty weak arm, honestly. That's my opinion. And if you can take his arm out of the game, you can beat him.
Yep.
No lie. So,
Like
in my eyes,
we got a chance to see.
Jalen has a way better arm. I'm sorry, Jalen has a way better arm than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He has a way better arm. So no, I do not compare him to that. I compare him to Russell because he uses his legs, but only when he needs to.
Like we got to see that last year when one game he had all those rushing yards, and then the other everybody's like, oh well, he's just a runner. But then he came back the next game and was throwing for like what he threw in. Was it the Arizona game?
He threw for like over the Cardinals game. He threw for over like 303 touchdowns,
Yeah. So then that showed you
and I
right.
think he still had 100 yards rushing in that game too. Even
I think
so,
that line right there is going to be the majority of his season. You
yeah.
know,
I don't think people really understand how deadly Miles Sanders and Hurts are going to make that backfield. You know what I mean? Like, who are you going to choose to cover? You know what I mean? Like, you either have Miles or you have Hurts. If we run RPOs, you're fucked because
super.
from what I saw last year, Hurts and Miles do a really good job at disguising who gets the ball. They do
Yeah.
really well at that. So good luck choosing one, and hopefully it's the right one. Because if you choose the wrong one, Hurts or Miles will be gone.
And I heard something like they're going to be.
And like I said, Hurts is not fast, but he's sneaky fast.
Oh yeah, he's fast enough.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he'll get away.
Yeah. And they said I heard they were saying like they're going to even use a lot more two back sets too.
I hope, God, I hope that
You
would be
got Ed
awesome, dude.
and Johnson or Gainwell on the other side.
Right,
That double,
right.
you know.
When was the last time we used two halfback sets? Did we ever use a two halfback set ever?
I want to say back when we had the three-headed monster with Westbrook, Staley, and Buckhalter.
Yeah, we might have a couple times, but no, I definitely want to see more of that, dude, for sure. Like,
Why not? We got the backs to do.
and dude, think about the option plays you could throw in this offense with both of them. And Hertz can run an option play. He's fast enough. And dude, you could do so much with this offense. It's not even funny.
And
You
then
know, and having Miles Sanders do motion play or Miles, well, you have Gainwell, Miles Sanders, Devontae Smith, Rager, all these guys can do motion plays. You
yeah,
can shift all of them. Like it's
went to the slot and handling the ball on the double after you do
the doubt's real, and I don't know why, man. I don't know why.
then we might even go undefeated this year. Dolphins record out the door.
Yo, man, if we would go, listen, I know it's not gonna happen, but if we go undefeated, bro, I don't know what I would do.
That year Carson, man, that was great when he was like what when he got her 11-2. Like we could just have that. I'm sticking at 12-5, but like my high side is definitely only like one or two losses. Like you said, those only two teams I really worry about.
Yeah,
I think we could beat Kansas City too.
we have a really easy schedule, man. We do. I mean, and listen, if Tom Brady would lose to Jalen Hurts, do you know how fucking mad he would be?
Man, I think
Like I mean, think about this. You not only lost to us in the Super Bowl, but the next time you come back, now you lose to a dude that's not even on the top 40 fucking list. Like that would piss me off.
it's gonna happen though.
It's gonna. Oh,
I think
that the only thing that tells me it's not is their defense, dude. Like Tampa's defense is just fucking disgusting. It really is. Like
they're good, but look how many games they lost last year too. Like
no,
they
no, you're right. But
lost some games.
I also like to think that was just having a new coaching staff and not having the off season, and they had to learn it. But you saw what happened once they learned that offense and defense. It was over. And
It's really those linebackers though. You got
oh my God, yes, White.
superstar
What
line.
is it? Is it White? Is
White.
that the?
Is
Or
that what
no,
it is?
White's with the Steelers, right? Yeah, Devin White's with the
No, you had it right. He's got
Devin White is Tampa.
yeah, Tampa Bay is white, right?
Okay.
I think it is
And
White.
then you have the old dude. He's like 32. He's been there forever. Davis.
Davis, yeah.
And then I forget who the third one is. But yeah, they're all really good, dude.
Super studs. You
Who?
know? I said those two right there though are super
Yeah.
studs in terms of what
Well,
they
and then you got Vita Vea in the middle.
uh-huh.
Their DT. You got JPP on the right side. They got JPP.
Yeah.
And he did awesome last year. Where the hell that came from? Like resurgence of JPP for crying out loud. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Two,
Um,
two,
huh?
two,
Yeah.
who had a good year.
And then their corners, they got some solid corners, and then their safeties are good, dude. All around, that defense is just stacked. It is
He
really
like
stacked.
before like all the other years when the Eagles when they have a good line and they're all healthy, there's no one can fuck with
Oh
them.
yeah, no. I believe our offensive line can
We
handle their defensive line easily. I just don't
the,
know that
our
early into this. What was that?
the receivers versus our CBs. We don't.
Yeah, but I also don't know too because of how early we play them. Like I'm not sure how the connectivity of the team will be just yet. Like if we would play them in like week 14 or 15, oh, I'd probably so give us the nod because that's like 15 weeks. You've had time to, do chemistry and, build it. But I don't know. I mean, I have hope that we can
I
100%. Like,
That's one of the reasons why we jump out of the gate the way Nick did it. The way he didn't use his whole camp, not to do the normal things everybody else doing, 707. He was using it to like build his team, like get them
yeah,
fundamentally for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that was a different approach. At first I was like, no, what are you doing, man? Get these guys out there throwing the ball, 707 drills, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm using, that's
yep,
what we normally used to doing. But I think that's gonna pay off a lot more this year than people really give it credit for. A lot of these guys, that's what they didn't have last year. They didn't have that fundamental time to actually get ready with
yeah,
coach, not getting the training camps and not getting all that stuff. Where it was good for them to dial it back in with just the fundamental stuff. And plus, he brought all of the new drills out that I ain't never seen before, and like new technique to it to try to make it funner. And he breathes, like he said, that competition, get them all amped up. So like by the time we go to the training camp, there'd be less mistakes. We do still got the
yep,
preseason games this year, the 3 preseason games. So I think that's gonna knock off some of the rust right there. And by the time week one comes, I think we're gonna hit the ground running.
yep.
And
And
everybody,
considering teams don't know what to expect from us, dude, it's going to make it so much easier for us. How can you defend something that you don't know? It's going to
that
take at least 3 or 4 weeks for the NFL to figure out what we do.
and see if Nick's what he says he is, we're gonna always be changing that up from week to week. And I
Yeah,
think that's the real reason why our record could be so high this year. Because you don't know. Just like when Chip came in his first year, he brought that whole new scheme, that fast, 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 and we just hit everybody, boom, in the mouth
yep.
by used to it. Like, what's going on? What's
Well,
going on?
well, see, I like to call. I have a little slogan for our defense for this year because of how Gannon, during his press conference, he said about how he's going to let them free disguise their defense. The players have the say; they can disguise it however they want. Well, I like to call our defense this year the ninja defense
Nice. I
because
like
I mean it's an assassin defense. You won't know where it's coming from, especially if these players can do it themselves. They know their assignments. They know where they're coming from, and you don't. Good luck trying to defend that shit.
yeah,
Especially when they can go wherever they want, as long as they are in the position they need to be in when that ball is hyped. They can do whatever they want. Good luck trying to figure that shit
like
out.
line up at the line. You're gonna be in that short zone area, line up like you're about to blitz, boom.
Right?
That still gives you time to get back in your little short zone. Yeah. And I want to see some more blitzing this year. That's what I
Oh
definitely
yeah, yeah. No, I believe Gannon's going to do a lot of gap blitzes
yeah,
for sure. I believe you're going to start seeing that again, like you did in the Andy Reid era. Like
yes.
I believe you're going to start seeing that. But the other thing that I like about what Nick actually said, his last press conference when they asked him, they were like, "Well, how are you going to run practices this year?" He said, "Well, with pads on." And they were like, what do you mean? He's like, well, we're going to practice with pads. He's like, why? He's like, because that's how the game's played. I
Exactly.
love that freaking mentality,
Yeah.
dude. Like, like no lie, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna bust ass every day and we're gonna hit each other and we're gonna fight and we're gonna hit and we're gonna fight. And it's like because that is how football's played. It's like I don't want a bunch of pussies out on my football field.
2 days were the worst but best time. You know what I'm saying? The worst
Yeah, no.
out there twice a day in the heat, but the best time because we're actually smacking each other all day. You know what I'm saying? Just hitting each
Dude,
other.
I remember back in high school, dude, we'd have 3 a days, and I know you know what I'm talking about. And dude, I remember going in for lunch at like noon, and then we'd be right back out at 1 o'clock on the hottest part of the day. 110-degree weather, 105, 103 just beaming down on me, man. Dude, we would have chicken nuggets, hot dogs, because they do, or the school would only prepare simple meals, something that they could just throw in, walk away, come back, and it'd be done.
Yeah.
Well, so it was always like chicken nuggets and fries, hot dogs and like fries, and it was mainly just that simple stuff. Dude, so many times did I have to puke my guts out because it was so hot, and they would make you eat. They would be like, eat because you're going to need all your energy for this afternoon because all we would do is run from one end to the other,
Yes.
you know, and you know what I'm talking about. That's what they need to get back to. And I'm not saying kill these guys, but you need to get that dog mentality back that, hey, it's okay to be hit. It's okay to take pain. It's okay, during the off season to do this. We're football players. It's what we do. We're not softening up. You know
And
what I mean?
paid to do it, and you get paid
Yeah.
more than anybody did. You didn't get paid this much in high school and college, but you did it then. So why do you expect to get to the pros and not want to do it? You know,
Yeah. Don't slack off when you make it.
harder.
What Yeah, when you finally make, dude, you worked your whole life to get here. The last thing I'm going to do as a person is slack off once I make it. Cuz once I did all that hard work, why stop?
Yeah.
Like, why? You've made it. You've done what you wanted to do. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe once they do it, they lose the luster to want to do it. I don't know, but it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, man. They got
2 hours and 11 minutes, bro. That's
like
awesome.
looking at that. Man, it's gonna be good to watch a playback on it. I like it.
Right?
Well, yeah, man, it was awesome having you on the show, man. Let everybody know where they can get you at. Subscribe to this guy, Eagle Uncensored,
Yeah. Well,
AK.
hey, shout out to my guy over here, okay? Like, he's the first person to ever actually get me to trip out in the middle of a stream. So, you know,
Yes.
this freaking way, that way, that way. Yeah.
That
Anyway,
way.
I'm right-handed, bro, so it's instantly always that way. And I'm
Right.
always on your side, so I'm always, yeah, you get it. Anyway, um no, but I'm sorry. I did not mean to trip out like that.
I want
So
to.
so if I
I
offended anyone who watches this, I apologize. Like that was something I've been storing up for like 5 months, 6 months, something like that. Like no lie, dude, that was ridiculous. But no, I do enjoy being on your show here, man. Like it's very easy to talk to you. It's very fun. When you hit me up, I was shocked. I was like, "Oh hell yeah, dude! I would definitely get down on some Bird Gang for sure."
yeah.
It's always fun talking with you, dude. Um,
We definitely have
I
more.
I appreciate everything you do and all the content you bring. And God bless, man. And everyone, you can find me at the Eagles Uncensored podcast. I'm AK Eagles. You can find me at AK Eagles 88 on Twitter. Always a football junkie. Love the Eagles all the time. I pay attention to all 32 teams. I can talk any football team you want. Literally, my library is huge. But yeah, please like, subscribe, turn your bell on when my videos drop. You can see them when I drop some content. You can see that. Love meeting new people. Love getting on here talking with all these great content creators. I've met so many people this last month that have truly been inspirational to me and became really good friends, including you. You know, thank you all so much for everything. I appreciate it and all this love, all the support. And God bless, man. Really, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. All right. That was good, man. Yeah. Like I said, hit that like, subscribe, and yeah, this guy, I'm happy I got you to do that. That's my goal. I think we should be emotional and passionate in here. Bring out the best in ourselves when we live like this for the fans. They're gonna love it. It was definitely great TV for sure. I definitely want to
Thank you.
work with you. It was great. This time I know we did something on Philly Mike's show the other day. I want to get some more people, some more content creators. I think if we can get some more of us youngsters to do our own little round table type stuff, everything will get a
Yes,
lot
sir.
better. Month is over, but like right
Yeah.
now, my goal is to use this downtime to get on there with a lot of ego content creators, so we can show, help get all of our pages out, more because we need a lot more out there. We need to be overall as a unit the best.
Taking over YouTube, man. Take it
Yeah,
over.
over
Take
you.
it over YouTube.
We got a team, the best uh,
Right.
content creators, and we're definitely going to take YouTube over by storm and other platforms as well. So it was
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll make YouTube green, man.
Yeah,
YouTube's going green.
baby. Green too. But yeah, it was.
So, hey, no lie though, man. Mad respect to you, dude. Love
Yeah,
your content.
thank
And thank you so much for having me on, bro. And anytime you want to do this again, you
you.
know where to get me at, dude.
All the
We
time.
will do this
I've been telling
anytime.
you, anytime you want to do it, we can jump on and talk about whatever. Because as you see, we kind of went off even birds for a while, and but still had fun with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what
Hell
I
yeah.
have fun,
Exactly. Next
enjoy.
time we'll do it on my channel.
Yes, we can do that. Definitely.
Okay.
You just let me
Well,
know.
God bless, man. And thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
All right.
Seriously.
All right. Well, like I always say, Burger Nation out. We had another great show today, and see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.